BOS on the track. BOS on the track.
When I talk, my mama listen, my woman listen, the women in my village listen. It's a lot of niggas when they talk, a woman don't believe nothing they say. That's how you know. That's how you know, brother.
How in the hell can you be politically correct when you're blind, deaf, and dumb and destroyed by your enemy? To hell with you and your political correctness. Be a man, be a woman, and speak the truth, and then die on that truth if it comes.
Condis, Jay-Z tried to kill me. Cut my name whole way, big pop on the street. Bank roll full and I can helicopter police. Power up your colon in the back of Papa Caprice. I'm a hog in the beast, when it's time to vlog, I release like a walking dog on a leash. A frog on a log at the beach. Pause when I jog to the east, picking up fog from Cheech. Blowing smoke with the priest, I speak for all with the least. My nigga, you know that I'm awesome still. These other rappers pop pills like a moxicil. While I'm eating chicken fettuccine pasta meals. Cause everything I do huge like a roster kill. Ill.
If you tell the truth, you're gonna ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth.
Ill. Trick I on Hotel Rwanda. And Sean Diddy Combs is my auntie Yolanda. I'm all about my commas and drama. Come out the llama and beat it. Hannes and Palmer, Geronimo, Proud Obama. I am Madonna, Chandelier, me, Walt Disney, Martin, Louis, the Dream, Steve Jobs, Bobby, and Whitney. Praise issue, I lie, the king, how high is he? False literatures, the history's dead pygmies. Truth is my mama and her mama had a baby. Now they in trouble cause somebody gotta pay me. Up to my chin and they rebel, that's why they calling me crazy. I got a friend who I love, I married her, and that's my lady. Ma, don't be mad, try to feel me, I know your secrets. For me, I'ma laugh, do we laugh, cause I can't believe this. Ain't nobody thinking about me. They been raping and pimping on my entire family. I'm about to set up as John F. Kennedy getting loose. Cause I see Tommy Chow, but we can't find sheets. Yes, I still hit the bone, though it's wrong on my feet. I get ill, yet I'm strong, cause inside lies the beast. I ain't sorry, ain't got a peep, I know your neurology. Everybody proud of me, Satan can't find a way to swallow me. My demons follow me, Illuminati trying to bottle me. Stop trying to holler me and get the people who they wanna see. They calling me the new millennium rock king. Times pop, better than Jigga. Word, my type of nigga. It's obviously safe to say I'm the pick of the litter. My abominable family trying to make me a critter. Everybody wanna rape my nerves. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, none of you make me nervous. If you hire me, I do my job and do it perfect. I ain't tripping on none of these bitches because I'm worth it. Yeah, trip. The helicopter come with security, holding choppers, land, hop off the plane, get inside the mouth with you blocker. When you speak up on my name, I just pray that you do it proper. Best lyricist in the game, probably right next to Biggie Papa. Look at you and look at me, little nigga. You what it do, I'm what it be, little nigga. To my shoe from my knee, little nigga. I air out all your loved ones, I see, little nigga. Nah, I ain't fucking with you till I think you get the picture. Spending grands on bitches, sending million on switches, ain't shit sweet. Everybody thinking like delicious, making ends meet, fight, trying to make it out the trenches. Assalamu alaikum, thank God for the fix, plotting real big play. Gotta watch for the snakes, driving, waking up late, drip, sweat with my heart throbbing. New Batman, made back, tripping, thread mobbing. This young man, he play 10, probably end up fucking up Beyonce friends. Fuck 'em so good, they gon' have to make it a trend. Fucking on the golf course and fucking in the band. Me, I go like me, highs grow. Ain't a nigga in the globe that can be my host. Get a nigga to the bone, make it be my role. Chris Rock, Gusto, bitch, CB4. I'm sick of all the bullshit, put me on the pulpit. Get up on your ass, hit you hard like a mule kick. Peanut butter outside, inside, cool with. Way more talent than you niggas know what you do with.
What up, though? What up, though? Like they say in Detroit. What up, though? It's Saturday. It is Saturday. Get some applause up in this joint, so y'all know what that means. What's on, family? What is the deal? Moderation gang is well represented. Let's get to it. Lady Navoa, she said at the 30-minute warning, she saw the upcoming. Yeah, I put it up rather late this week. And make sure y'all hit that notification bell so we get the Shout out to Lady Navoa pulling in. She said, hello, sis, chat family. Everybody, please, right away, hit that button. Y'all know what it is when y'all enter Cerebro Saturday with the bro, Mr.HeSaiD. That's me. Let's go. Reckless Ray in the building. He said, I'm looking. I want to see what's going on. Sean said, what's good, Brody? Brody, what's good? The GOAT. Sean from the Critically Drinking crew. Harmonize is in the building. She said, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. From North Carolina. The missus is in the building. What's good, Shame Lady?
Shame.
What's good with you?
Shame.
Drive safe.
Shame.
Get the baby to work safe so she could make that paper.
Okay.
That's right. If you can't feed your baby, don't have a baby. That's the great Mike Jack. We got a versus with him coming up against Chris Brown. I heard a conversation that Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson. We gonna see on versus. On versus. That's coming up. So stay tuned. Hit that notification bell. Okay, let's see. Was getting nervous. Okay. Love, hope you're having a great start to your day. The pleasantries are getting exchanged. Anae is in the building. Hello, my sister. Hope all is well. Hope everybody is having a good weekend. Okay, so, pleasantries getting exchanged. Sending love and light to Harmonize and the family, of course. And it's Saturday, guys, so we just going to have a little bit of a fun conversation. I'm going to drop the link. If anybody would like to come up, feel free. But y'all see, I got me a nice little new do. You know what I mean? Okay. Trying to not look 50. No Beijing. No Beijing up here. This is all me right here. Hairline and everything. Going to a wedding tomorrow, so gotta be presentable for love being celebrated. We headed to Jersey tomorrow for a wedding, so shout out to my guy D and his lovely fiance, soon to be his wife, tomorrow, and we will be riding down to chill out and enjoy those vowels being exchanged and enjoy that love in late August. And then get ready to get back to the 5th grade. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Hit that notification bell because the missus going to be popping on with some 5th grade work. See if y'all can get through it, man. Might need some help. So it's going to be an amazing school year. Yes, bro, you fresh. I don't see no shoe polish. Talk about it, sis. Okay. No Beijing. No Beijing. So y'all see the title today. If y'all didn't see the thumbnail, y'all know I got you. It was, y'all play too much. Life is not a game. Okay. Damn. Y'all play too much. Life ain't no damn game. Stop playing. You play too much.
Ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Yup. Yup.
Okay.
Yep. I get it. I get exactly what he's trying to say. A lot of people sound to me using word salad to describe, how they feel, what they think, their opinion on something, expressing a situation. What you talking about? You play too much. I think you've been playing. You've been playing all your life and you can't stop. It's been cut on and now you can't cut it off. But we're going to have a more mature discussion than that today, y'all. We're going to have a more mature discussion. And we're going to start out with some chat participation. Do me a favor, y'all. Name some games you played when you were young.
Okay.
Name some games that you played when you were young. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about games. And I think they kind of transition into our adult lives. We continue to carry the same ideology and play the same games in our adult life. When we become adults, we're supposed to put down childish things and move more like an adult. But in these days and times, we're going to talk about it. I see something different. I don't know what you guys see. I see something different. I want to share a screen with y'all, and we're going to start this conversation off. But feel free to put those games in the chat. What games did you play when you were young? With your little young ass.
Okay.
The freaky games in there too. Put 7-Eleven up in there too. Oh, freaky ass niggas. Y'all, check out this. Look at this. Somebody look at this. What y'all think about that?
I'm still trying to figure out why they took this man to the house instead of the hospital. Mama! What kind of shit is this? Like, what are we doing? Mama! Man, she scared the shit out of that damn baby.
Damn.
I mean, listen, the mama had a lot.
Damn. Look at Ricky. Ricky fucked up on the couch. Damn. Damn. It's just a movie, y'all. That's not real. That didn't happen to Maurice Chestnut in real life. No. Not real. Just skip. Why'd they bring him home, though? Why'd they bring him home? Pumpernickel. Why'd they bring him home? Pumpernickel is here, y'all, on deck.
Okay.
Why'd they bring Ricky home, y'all? Can anybody tell me why? Lady Navoa said, okay. Okay. Oh, shit. The shame lady chimed in. She said, I played Mother May I. Makes sense.
Shame.
Makes sense.
Shame.
Can I do this, Mother? No.
Shame.
Mother, may I take 3 steps forward? Nope. Shame. Damn. Shame lady played Mother May I. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Y'all see the correlation? The games we play, they kind of transcend to our adult world. Why'd they bring this grown man home when he got shot? They didn't take him to the hospital. They took him home. Is home base? Is everything all good if you make it to home base? Damn. Y'all tell me. I could be wrong. But y'all tell me. Let's take a look at these games that we play. The games people play. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Showing my age right now. All right, let's see. Mother May I for the missus. Goodness gracious. All right. Ooh. Hide and seek. One of the world's most known games.
Okay.
Ray played hide and go get it. Shit.
Okay.
I could see Lil Ray too. I could see Lil Ray playing hide and go get it. Can't y'all? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's keep going. Ooh. 7 Up. Ooh. Thumbs up. If you want to go back, Damn, 7 Up.
Okay.
7 Up? Lord Jesus. Lady Navoa played 7 Up, y'all. Y'all can see little Lady Navoa running around. Damn. Lady Navoa. Damn. Lady Navoa. All right. Let's keep going. All right. What games did y'all play? Tag. Okay. Yep. Okay. There we go. Cops and robbers, all versions. Nobody wanted to be a cop in Bed-Stuy. We tried to play cops and robbers, but everybody wanted to be a robber and nobody wanted to be a cop. It was crazy. That started a fight. Somebody got to be the cop. I'm not being no cop. Nah, B, I'm not being no cop. And that damn sure transcended into my adult life personally, because there was some things that I was not going to do as an adult. One of them was being a police officer. Another was join the military. The games we play, guys, Mrs. said home base. You all safe when you make it to home base. Criminals be running home. Car chases, they be on their way home. What's going to happen when you get home, sir? Are you alleviated from the law when you get home? It's not home base. It's not home base. Bike racing, okay. That's the KO of hide and seek. Okay, kissing and touching and rubbing and stuff. Damn.
I didn't know nothing, I was stupid, I was foolish, I was lying to myself.
I plead the fifth. I ain't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. I don't know what she talking about. Okay. Board games, checkers, Connect 4, Monopoly. Indeed. Strategy taught you competition, how to wait your turn, how to read, community chess, and all of that. You got to read. Video games, Mario, Zelda, hand-eye coordination, all of these things, they transcend, they help, or they hurt. One or the other. It depends. Y'all tell me. Grass football, slap box. Lady Navoa was play fighting. Damn. Slap boxing. Who else slap boxed in the chat? Who else was a slap boxer? Did y'all slap box? Think about Reckless Ray playing that hide and go get it. I can see little Reckless Ray. Like, man, oh man. Playing that hide and go get it. Slap boxing. Play fighting. Ding dong ditch. There's another one and another one. Okay, missus. Ding dong ditch. Tag. All of these games. Let's talk about it, y'all. Does this transcend to these grown men's life where they create menace, malice? Look at a game like Ding Dong Ditch, Mrs. Harris. You ring the bell, you bang on the door, you create havoc, and then run away. Do some grown men do that in their real life? Do they create havoc and then run away? Am I reaching? I could be reaching. No. Let's see. Damn. The different ways people ding, dong ditch. Damn. Well, a lot of girls ding dong ditch. See a lot of boys ding dong ditch. College dorms, ding dong ditch is a thing. They go crazy on your door and run away. Bunch of punks. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, I'm kind of different. I'm not playing all of these games. I played a couple of games. We gonna talk about it. But all of this shit, this create ruckus at somebody's door and then run away, that's fun to you, dog? That's fun. No, you sound kind of soft to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. You got nothing better to do? Nothing better. You sound kind of soft. I'm gonna be honest.
Y'all ain't gonna believe.
What ding? Huh? Let's go to this.
This is Tay from Run London, and he's basically some guy they found in London doing calisthenics stuff, and then it turns out he is an absolute monster at parkour. And you can see he is big, he is powerful, and he's trying to track him down, and he does. And look at the reaction from Run London.
They playing tag. I didn't even know it was a world where grown men play. That's professional tag. They was getting after it. Got his ass too. Look at his face. Let him catch you in tag. Damn. See what y'all talking about in the chat, man. Ding dong ditch, spades, goldfish. Damn. Got any tools? Nope. Go fish.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Damn. Card games, plenty. Okay. Lady in the Vote had a bunch of cousins. So y'all know they piled up in the house and got it popping. I never did the waste the toilet tissue or nothing, or scoop up poo in a bag, set it on fire type of shit. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it's levels. It was definitely levels for me. Damn, now I feel personally attacked. I played ding dong ditch. Damn, but you don't start no trouble when them run away, right? So again, you know, for some people it transcends. They don't mature and elevate. But you obviously, again, I don't see you creating problems at somebody's doorstep, you know, figuratively, literally, you know, or anything, and then running away from it. If we have a misunderstanding or lack of communication, I believe you get right to it. So it's not exactly, but you see where I'm going. A lesser vibration of a man, a lesser quality, lesser mentality. These games will transcend. They will take these games right into adulthood and then ask the question, you know, why is this happening to me? Why is life going this way for me? And the answer is very simple. You practice makes perfect, man. Practice makes perfect. You've been practicing this. You've been practicing creating destruction, creating mischief, creating catastrophe, and then running away from it. And you've been doing it since a little boy, playing cops and robbers or Indians and cowboys or tag or ding dong ditch or like all of these little games. Yeah, they games for a little bit, but we cross a threshold to where these games start to become a part of your character. You play these games all the time, every day. Shout out to my guy, Gray Pill in the building. Was good. Hope all is well, bro. Hope you're doing good. What kind of games did you play when you were younger? That's what we're talking about now. Let me go ahead and plug in my power cord before everything goes left. While I do that, check out this, y'all.
You know, brothers and sisters are speaking out. This is becoming a new rap shit. This conscious shit is becoming a new wave. Herbalists is popping up everywhere. Thought leaders, critical thinkers is popping up everywhere. You see little bitty Malcolm X's and Louis Farrakhan's running around this motherfucker rapping. So the more and more we raise this high energetic frequency, the more and more the low energetic thought forms is going to be thinking of ways to come back. This is spiritual warfare. So civil war is coming between the so-called black righteousness people and the so-called black evil evil people. It's coming. So for the ones that got their mind made up and can't get right, I'm just here to say this message. Sit back.
Yep. Okay, got my power cord good. I believe we are good. Let's go ahead and get to our chat. What about the phone pranks? We did that too. We was a little bad. Just a little. Just a little, Lady Navoa. Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. Okay. Great Pill chimed in. My brother said, yes, it's been around for years. Okay, tag's been around for years. They even have lightsaber tournaments. That I understand. That's a little more concentrated, dedicated, again, more mature when you become a Star Wars fan, person, Trekkie. All of these different, shows have their cult following. And I believe once you dive into that, let everybody know that you are a follower, you've watched, you've read, you've become updated with all the necessary information. There's a certain level of maturity that comes with that. Now, tag, that's a little different for me. I didn't know anything about tag. Damn. Going around playing tag. He was upset too. He got caught. Probably was for money. Probably was some thousands of dollars in the purse for that. Sub GP, pleasantries getting exchanged. All right. We played TV type of games too when we was bored, like court judges. Not too much at TVs. We played house a lot. Okay, yeah. We all played house a little too much. We played house. We got that. We definitely got that one down pat. When we had our clothes on, okay, and we was doing some dry humping. Okay. Shout out to dry humping. Shout out to dry humping. Yep. They know, Mrs. SheSaiD. They know. All right. We lived in apartment buildings with floors. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to touch that one. That one's too easy. I stole from the store a couple of Lady Navoa. God damn. Lady Navoa.
Okay.
Y'all, what is Lady Navoa doing, fatty? Lord Jesus. She stole from the store a couple of times, y'all. Okay. She got caught once. And when I was real little, that was a menace. Okay, little game till I got whooped. Never again. Okay. All right. Lady Navoa was wilding. Dr. Nakumbe is in the building. What up, Doc? What up, Doc? We talking about some games that we played when we were younger. And you see the title today is Y'all Play Too Much, Life Ain't No Game. And I'm just making a correlation in between the games that we play when we're younger and how they can kind of transcend to adulthood. These guys are playing tag right there. Let me go up here and make it a little more traditional. They're playing tag.
This is Tag from Run London, and he's basically some guy they found in London doing calisthenic stuff, and then he turns
Why is he looking back so much? He's supposed to be
out he is an absolute monster at parkour, and you can see he is big, he is powerful, and he's trying to trap
closing distance like crazy. But that's tag. And look at them, they hype.
down, and he does, and look at the reaction from Run London.
He's disappointed. And Doc, there's a question on the floor. There's a question. The question.
I'm still trying to figure out why they took this man to the house instead of the hospital. What kind of shit is this?
Doc, why did they take Ricky to the house? Why'd they take Ricky to the house, Doc? And again, I'm just having a discussion about the games we play, like tag, games that have a home base where if you make it home, you're safe. And I don't know if that's what they were thinking. I don't know if he wanted his mom to see her dead son and say, you know, here you go. You guys help me out. But this was a question for me. This was interesting for me. Why'd they bring Ricky home? Was home base? Was mama
Like,
gonna
what we
fix
doing?
it? Mama can't fix this.
Man, she scared the shit out that damn baby.
Why they bring Ricky home looking like that? Red Lipstick Vibes is in the building. What up, sis? Hope all is well. Damn. What up?
Okay, let's get down to the facts.
While thinking, good question. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You know me, Doc. I'm crazy like that. I am crazy like that. Crazy like a fox. Why'd they take him home? I think the games we play as children correlate. Some of us take those with us into adulthood, continue to play those games and get results that are unique, like Ding Dong Ditch. I see something about creating a problem, creating a disturbance, and then running away from it. And I see a lot of grown men that create disturbances and then run away. Like I said, I didn't play a lot of these games. I was very concentrated. I was a basketball guy. Now, I dibbled and dabbled. This is how I know it wasn't my thing, you know, like tag, running around aimlessly trying to catch you. Not my thing. Hide and seek, not really. Mother, may I gotta ask you to take some steps forward. I go to the park. I'm going to the park. We're gonna get some shots up. Slap box. Play fighting lead to real fighting. I had a couple of slap boxing matches and they led to real fighting where a nigga had to get beat up. I had to beat this nigga up because he's mad about slap boxing. It's playing. So I had to stop that shit because again, in Bed-Stuy, play fighting leads to real fighting. It really don't lead to anything else. So that shit wasn't a go for us. But we did play a couple of games. We played a couple of games. I'm gonna share a screen with y'all. And we played.
Hey, let me holler at you real quick. This is crazy. Boy going one-on-one with the police in the trenches. And not only that, you out here getting cooked, family. There's no way you let them take you to the cup like that in front of the whole hood. Oh, bro, this is not okay, because now you done gave the police way too much equity in the street. You getting chest bumped.
The police. He got cooked by
all type of shit. First of all, why you going for the pump fake? He in full uniform.
How you go for the pump fake? He ain't even make one. You going for a pump fake? I tell y'all all the time, one don't make you no shooter. So you got to at least make one first. I'm not just going for no fake. You ain't even made no shot yet. Where you going for the pump fake on a fully clothed uniform police officer?
Type of shit. First of all, why you going for the pump fake? He in full uniform. He got to prove that on gang. He got to prove that. And then once he beat you, bro, you got to foul the shit out of him and check back up. No way you letting him finish and one. And then after reviewing this, you're the one who chest bumps him?
And then a chest bump. You know he's finished in the hood. We played something else, though. We played. Y'all ever heard of Skelly? Y'all ever heard of Skelly?
Okay.
Y'all ever heard of Skelsy? You know how you pronounced it wherever you from. I don't know if y'all played this where you didn't have, the streets to. Y'all ever heard of this? We played this a lot. We played chess a lot. This is This is one of the games I gravitated to the most because it has so many layers. Competition, knocking somebody out the box from around the box, the type of top you had mattered. That meant quality over being big and bulky, waiting your turn, strategy. It was a lot in Skelly, in the middle of the street with just some chalk and, you know, some boxes. It's a lot you can do with some boxes if you want to. Damn. Too soon? Damn.
Man, goddamn.
Damn. But Skelly is a good game. Basketball's a good game. It's competition. Hand-eye coordination, being in the right place at the right time, understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, helping out your teammates, being a good winner, being a bad loser, vice versa, being a good teammate. These things were a little more near and dear than tag for me. And again, I don't want to, you know, do something and then have to run away from you and try to make it the home base to feel safe. It's not my thing. Ding dong ditch wasn't my thing. I don't like to create disturbance in places and then run away from them. Don't take responsibility for them. And then we ask, why does he act like that? He been practicing acting like that. Cops and robbers, it wasn't my thing.
Y'all know when I'm on the subject, I'll stay on it. I want to say it because I don't want to hurt some of my followers' feelings. And then my mom friend followed me up here that was in the military. So James, if you see this, I'm sorry, but I got to say what I got to say. It's no hard feelings towards you, my brother. A black man joining the police force is like a black man joining the military fighting a white man's war.
Damn. How y'all feel about that? When I heard that, I said that kind of transcended from my childhood into my adulthood. Those two professions I kind of looked at as a no-go. And it wasn't something that was encouraged by my family. Now, we as cycle breakers in our family, we encouraged our children, whatever profession you would like to go into, whether it be military, law enforcement. If you want to help the community, if you want to go into public service in those areas, by all means, you have a different foundation. So you can go ahead and use that as an option. They didn't choose to, but it was not something that was, you know, taken off the table for them. And like we were trying to perpetuate this negativity towards law enforcement and, you know, armed services. Me personally, I just adopted that ideology. And shout out to all of our service workers. My brother is a veteran. And a lot of family members and friends are veterans. So I appreciate y'all and I understand. My best friend, my brother that comes up here all the time, Brother Jones, is a veteran. I appreciate all of y'all and all of my officer friends as well. I appreciate y'all. But what do you guys think about those professions? And then I'll get to the comments after I play this video.
Doing what the white man tell you to do. Doing what the white man tell you to do that don't contribute to black issues, that don't contribute to black people, that don't benefit black people at all. You joining the police force and you joining the military is a slap in the face towards your own community. It is a huge slap in the face. I could not imagine going to work every day taunting my own people because my superior told me to do so. Black people, we got to do better. But I'm not coming down on, our fellow black man in the police force and our fellow black man that's in the military. If you're uneducated and if you don't know your history. But if you know your history and you see what's going on here, because we all see what's going on here, you do not need to be joining these organizations. You do not.
I was muted. Great Pill said, is he muted? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Great Pill. What do you guys think about that video? My brother is in the building. Mr. Miller is on deck. What up, sir? Hope all is well. What games did you play when you were younger, sir? What games did you play when you were younger? He said, no sound, say it with your chest. God damn. He just came in. He just came in. And he wilding. Just came in and he wilding. Damn. What do you guys think about the video about our brothers in the military and our brothers that are on law enforcement? I thought that was an interesting video. Let's keep looking at Skelly.
We're just talking about the start right there. Oh, what you were just talking about? Oh, God.
This is our same spot we used to have my shit at.
But this is the back of the days joint, man. Y'all gotta look at this court. This is the back of the day. I think every kid in Brooklyn done played this here, man. Coming up, man. Skelly. This here's the move, baby. Trust me.
You don't know what Skelly is, man? You know what Skelly is? You get your little top going on. Get a top like this. You draw a box with numbers, and you gotta play with this finger here. See this, or this finger here. And you gotta make it around. So this one here was a special finger here for me, you know. But you gotta get it in the box. You remember the game? If not, you hit your opponent. Or I can hit your, if this your top, I can tap your top. Pap. And that'll give me a point to get in my box.
So again, a lot of layers to this game, but the nuances help you develop character. Again, just starting from the top. First, you got to get you a top. Some tops are more sophisticated than other tops. We learned that through trial and error. And then again, you have to learn the schematics of the game. There's competition getting to your box. You can be close to your box and someone can smack you away from it with their top. They can hit you and make it to their box. There's so many different nuances which equate to life. The way that there's ways to do things. There's strategy development. There's nuances to understand. And when we act like it's subjective, although to an extent it is individually, but overall, I think we all have, the game of life got some rules to it, got some consequences for not, playing by said rules. My brother is exchanging the pleasantries. He said, hello, all. Nice. Get that. Get those manners. Great Pill checked in. I remember this. It's the evolved version of tops or paper football. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? So this will get around the quickest.
I get the little top, the little medicine tops. You know what I'm saying? The little milk tops. Put some clay in it or put some wax in it.
And they go. We used to use Heineken tops. From a Heineken bottle, if you pop that little slither of glass from the sipping area, it was an amazing skelly top. It glides like no other. But one downfall, the glass, it could be destroyed by a heavier top, stronger. My favorite top was the bottom of a school chair. They had these little cups that held them sturdy and, equal level. And if you popped one of those off, it had a nice hollow area that you can fill with wax. And if you did that, the glide was amazing. The sturdiness, it was dope. It was one of my favorite tops. Anyone mention pencil fighting yet? Hey, yo. Pencil fighting?
God damn!
I don't know, y'all. Is that a pause? Two pencils fighting? Man. That's crazy. Y'all see the title? Y'all play too much. Life ain't no game. Life ain't no game. Why'd they take him home?
Still trying to figure out why they took this man to the house instead of the hospital. What kind of shit is this? Like, what are we doing?
Why they take him home? Why he calling for mama? What she was gonna do? Do home base equal safe? Does home base equal safe? If you make it home, are you safe? I don't know. That one is, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Doc. Like I said, I grabbed one from the school chair and the wax in there, it was the perfect combination. It was nice. Those was the days. Those were the days. Competition, knocking somebody out the box, hitting somebody to get to your box. It all resonated with me that you can be right next to your goal. You could be right there and you could get smacked away. Your competition can hit you one time and now they get to go to that box and you don't get to go there now. You got to go back a step. And I was like, this shit here could be real when I get big.
Message.
I might want to pay attention to this. Again, basketball, I wanted to pay attention to that. I wanted to dive more into that. It taught me more about what I was going to be facing in the future, competition, understanding my strengths and weaknesses, understanding my opponent, reading a damn, what did they call that shit every morning? Scouting report. When you going up against a good person, you want to read what he's good at. Like, this guy goes left all of the time. When he takes that first step to the left, it's over. If you don't got him cut off by then, it's gonna be hard. Just understanding the schematics, looking forward to the game every day. These things transcended Uno. We see it every day. Great pill. Every day Uno is in life, right? I haven't seen a Uno reverse card as much since I got grown. Since I got grown, we got Uno, we got every kind of Uno in here. We got every kind of Uno in here. But that Uno reverse, I'm like, wait, did you just reverse the whole conversation? If I lay this card down, I could flip any situation around. And I ain't seen that more than coming into this electronical space where the Uno reverse card is used in almost every conversation. Well, what about? Well, they do it too. They do it too. Bam, Uno reverse. The way you feel is making me feel some type of way, so stop. Stop. Bam, Uno reverse. The way I feel is making you feel some type of way. His voice is so strong. Why does he talk with such confidence? I want a man with confidence, but not as much as he's talking with. Bam, Uno reverse. Bam, Uno reverse card. Tell him you married. Yo, I've been married for 19 years. Been with my wife for 20. You show me somebody that been married for 20 years, I will show you a woman that has put up with being miserable for 20. Bam, Uno reverse card. They even have the men re-spewing that bullshit. The ultimate Uno reverse. So again, you see how these games transcend into real life. So many rules in Uno. So many. You could even make your own up. We got a game where you got consequences. You could either draw 4 or you could do something from the action card. So many rules and ways to play checkers. It is. We're going to have to talk about that one. Let me see. You get the 2 colors. You start out in the squares. You jump over. You can get to the other side and get a king, right? And then it's all over when you get the most pieces. Okay. Oh, okay. She's just joking. She's just joking. Okay. Let's see what we say. Okay. So many rules and ways to play. But in spades, don't cut your partner, especially if y'all a couple. That is a breakup. You goddamn right. Don't just kid about that. Cut over your partner in spades. It's gonna be a problem. You ain't see me. You see me throw that out? You didn't see me throw that out?
Something is wrong here.
Something is wrong here. We're not gonna do that. That's when you ask the host. You gotta be like,
who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read it.
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas. You know what I mean? Gotta learn who they are now.
Facts. Dance battles. Come on now, Lady Navoa. Dance battles. Musical chairs. Okay. Musical chairs. That one was crazy right there. A lot of pushing and shoving at the end of that. I'm still a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Shit, word up, Jack. You gotta get on that Yu-Gi-Oh, Jack. For real, man. On the birthday cakes and shit, Jack. The kids love it, man. Yu-Gi-Oh, all of that shit, man. It wasn't a game we grew up on, but it's over 20 years old, built on strategy. Yes, indeed. Pokemon, all of that. My son was a Pokemon head. He had to catch them all. He thought he was Ash Ketchum for real. Said, man, you got to catch all of them, huh? Yeah, Daddy. Damn. My wife was just saying, I used to ask him, is there a couple that your sister can play with? He was like, yeah, no. You got a couple throwaways that ain't that important to the game, and she can, yeah, no. She said he was like this. But again, she said that was a very valuable lesson because I got to tell his little sister that there are certain things that people are not willing to share. Some things people are not willing to share, and you're going to have to be okay and understand that. So it was, that was good practice. Damn, Great Pill said, oh, he's going to jail. God damn, Great Pill. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
Damn. Great Pill says, save bail money. Don't save college.
Method.
God damn. Uno Extreme. Come on, Doc. Doc is a Uno connoisseur too. Doc is a Uno connoisseur too. You shank my battleship. Real B12 or some shit. My favorite vitamin. You sank my battleship. Okay. Lady Navoa play basketball and football. Pleasantries get in exchange. Lady Navoa is in the chat. I can't see exactly what that says. What does that say? Lady Navoa chimed in. Can't see what she said though. Damn. Great Pill said, I choose never to play that game right there. It breaks up relationships. We must be talking about spades. That's right. Don't lose your relationship over spades. Kids, don't follow those people.
Hey, little kids, don't follow these dope.
Not over spades. Just tap out. Ask if they got dominoes or something. Maybe they got dominoes. Try dominoes. Pity pat. Try pity pat first. You lose your pity pat. I can't break dance. Neither can some of the people in the Olympics. God damn, Mr. Harris. That's too soon, man. That's too soon. But the robot and the worm connect. Yep. Okay. What about Twister? You got to be flexible or you lose. I think I played that as a grown-up. I don't think I did that as a child. That was a little too... Yeah, I thought that was like, wait, that's provocative? Like, what the fuck? What y'all doing? Why are you... Nah, you know what? I'ma leave. Y'all could keep playing though.
Do more nigga shit. Do more nigga shit. Do more nigga shit. Yeah. Let's bring the niggas in. Let's bring the niggas in.
Doc chimed in. Lion King or the King can only move one space at a time. Damn. The Lion King. Motherfuckers be lying, Doc? Can't believe nothing they say.
Because for one, a black woman don't want to hear nothing a black man got to say no way.
Okay.
God damn. Lion King. No Pokemon cards. I got them now, not open. But basketball and football cards was the big thing back in the ESP and trading and getting penny candies. Come on, y'all. Penny candies. She's showing her age. Lady Navoa is showing her age. Can you, a king, move multiple spaces at once or only one space at a time, but in any direction? One space at a time in any direction. That is correct. One space at a time, any direction. That is a king. Okay. 16 blocks. That's right, Jack Mosley. That's right, Jack. Gotta read the signs, Jack. Said you gotta read the signs, Jack. People change, Jack. People change. People change, Jack. I'm gonna make cakes, man. You talking about? Barry White, man. Barry White used to rob banks, man. Carry TVs on his back. But he changed. People change, Jack. I like that movie. Shout out to Most Def, my guy from Bed-Stuy, Black Dante. I think he was gonna try to take Nikki from me one day in the supermarket, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Nikki said, I seen Black Dante in the supermarket. I said, God damn, this nigga, boy. This nigga. Nigga, relax, man. Damn. That's my guy, though. Shout out to Def. Okay. Dominoes, yes. Dominoes, yes. Backgammon, yes. Pacino, yes. Spades, yes. 500, yes. I believe some people call it gin rummy. Card games, yes, definitely. In the house, coming up. Once I went outside, though, like I said, the park, once I got to that park, but definitely on the come up. We definitely got those games in. But what do y'all think so far? What do y'all think about y'all play too much? Life is not no game. It's not a game. And I think just some instances, I see flashes. I see flashes of how these games that we play as children kind of transcend to our grown-up personalities. Like cops and robbers.
Into turning her own boyfriend in, and she got played by the police. Then watch this. This is crazy. Let's watch this malarkey. This is crazy.
My boyfriend's name. He said he was.
Flag,
then he proceeds to put the girl on.
You know, I guess that is highly real good. Like, you know, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Woman got tricked into turning her own boyfriend in, and she got played by the police. Then watch.
Y'all heard that? A woman got tricked to turn her own boyfriend in by the police. This is a classic game of cops and robbers. Classic. Can y'all play this out in your head? Can y'all think about this one? The police call you. Hello, Lady Navoa. How are you today? You like, who the fuck? Who is this? Who is this calling my phone? They're like, is this Dr. Nakumbe? You like, yeah, what you want? Is this Gray Pill? Yeah, it's him. What you want? So your significant other is with my girlfriend. And you know, they pregnant. Or vice versa. Your significant other, Gray Pill, was with me, and she's pregnant. You want to meet and talk about it? Do I want to meet and talk about it? What? Who, me? Why I want to talk about it? Wait, did I get somebody pregnant? Why you calling me? Who is this? It's a lot of ways that could have went, but let's hear how this one went. Y'all tell me how y'all's go. How would y'all's go when the police call you and say, "Can we talk to you for a second?"
His girlfriend pregnant and gave her.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Woman got tricked into turning her own boyfriend in, and she got played by the police. Then watch this. This is crazy. Let's watch this malarkey. This is crazy.
My boyfriend's name. He said he was looking for him because my boyfriend got his girlfriend pregnant and gave her an STD.
That's how it went. Damn. Hello? Yeah, what? Your boyfriend got my girlfriend pregnant and gave her a STD. That's how it went.
So then I'm like, okay.
Is that believable though? Possibly. You know, I guess that is highly. That's a real good, like, you know, pump fake. Okay.
Hold on, wait, hold up.
Red
And
flag
then
though.
he proceeds to put the girl on the phone. And she's like, hey, my name is Keisha, and your boyfriend's the only person I've been messing with. And I'm pregnant by him, and he gave me an STD, and he's been avoiding me.
That's how it goes. Then puts the young lady on the phone. I'm Keisha. How would y'all handle this? Do I go to Nikki and say, Nikki, you got some dude pregnant out here? It is 2024, so this shit is, it is. Nikki, you got this dude pregnant out here. And they on the phone talking about STDs and such. Come on, let's go down there. That's how it's gonna go. Let's go see what they talking about. But I heard what they talking about. Talking about pregnancy and STDs and shit. Great Pill said, not me. Don't put me in this. He said, I'm like God. Don't put me in the foolery. Y'all just like how y'all do God. Always want to throw him in foolery. He be like, don't put me in that mess. Ain't got nothing to do with that. He's gonna throw me up in there. God fearing and God this and God that. Don't put me in your mess. I ain't never been in no mess. Look him up. Read on him. He ain't been in no mess like what y'all be putting him in. Stop that. Ain't right. What would y'all do in this? Y'all going to see what's going on with this?
So then.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Any woman who gets put under this pressure is going to fold. Guaranteed. Keep going.
Damn. Ladies, that's true. Y'all heard what he said about y'all? He said, any lady. And that's when I want to know who you got pregnant. What's her name? Let me find out you got this girl out there pregnant. She called me, so you might as well tell me her name. He ain't going to come up with Keisha. But of course, when you are the villain in the story and no one's going to believe what you say anyway, he could be like, I don't know what you talking about. I don't got no girl out in the world pregnant. Yes, you do, because they called me and they told me the name. Keisha. I don't know no Keisha. What's she going to say? What's she going to say, y'all? Stop lying. I don't know no Keisha, girl. How's she gonna look at him? Like this? This is how diabolical it is. This is the real cops and robbers, that black men and black women are in such contention that whatever you hear about them, you're gonna take it and run with it, especially if it's negative. Even if it's to the detriment of your freedom. Clink, clink.
I begin to freak out. I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, like I'm really trying to like process all this. And she's like, can I come meet you and talk to you? Like I want to. Okay.
You got to get that. That's a red. Not. It's going good so far. Actually, this is actually pretty good.
Like, cause me at the end of the day, like I've been pregnant and I know what it feels like to, feel alone.
Y'all see that? I've been pregnant and I know what it feel like to be alone.
At times, and I'm like, so to freak out. I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, like I'm really trying to like process all of this. And she's like, can I come meet you and talk to you? Like I want to. Okay.
You got to get that. That's a red. Not. It's going good so far. Actually, this is actually pretty good.
Like, cause me at the end of the day, like I've been pregnant and I know what it feels like to, feel alone at times. And I'm like.
She know what it feel like to feel alone at times. Didn't the girl call with her man? Didn't the man introduce the conversation and say, your man got my girl pregnant and gave her a STD. And here's my girl, Keisha, slam the point home. But she not alone. That's two people right there, and the baby makes three. She not alone. But since she know how it feel to feel alone, she know how it feel to feel alone, not actually be alone. She know how it feel to feel alone.
of these dope.
The games people play, cops and robbers gone wrong.
Like, so if this man really avoiding her, like, no, we finna get down to the bottom of this. Like, we finna, like, what?
See? We finna get down to the bottom of something that ain't got no bottom because they lying. It's the police. It don't even got a bottom, girl. It don't got no bottom. It don't got no bottom. But no, the villain that we are,
Look, I took special ed classes. You got to talk to me in a way that I can understand.
The YSL Woody that all of us are. We ain't number YSL Woodies in people's eyes because of the games you Negroes play. Y'all play too much. Life ain't no game. And you gonna have somebody going to jail over some cops and robbers gone wrong because we all just looked at as cheaters and liars in everybody's eyes because we've been playing ding dong ditch and lying since little boys, and it's been okay. We've been practicing it and got really good at it. Creating trouble and then running back home to home base. Fucking up and then running back to mama's couch. Never leaving mama's couch and just fucking things up. Getting participation trophies for doing the bare minimum by grown people. Giving the him award out. Giving the her award out to clowns. And then think you ain't no clown, you a whole clown too. Y'all play too fucking much. And life is not no game. Y'all play too much.
Look, they know it. Hey, I'm about to tell her. Got an STD, pregnant, and he ain't answering her. Come on, man.
And so I'm like, okay, yeah, pull up. We finna get this straight. Pull up. So while she's on the way, I'm going inside. I'm asking him questions, and I don't want to like let him know what's up all the way yet because I want to see if he's gonna lie. So
look, before she's even confirmed it's the truth, she gonna see if he gonna lie. And
he's already a liar. This is what's so diabolical about this. It seems like just, innocent. It's not. This is the result of the man against women war, the treadmill that is the internet, where you run online for 3 years talking about the same shit, getting nowhere. That's a remedial class. I would never in my life stay in a class for 3 years and we still talking about the same shit to the same people, spewing the same answers, stealing everybody's answers. I would love to kick it with a lot of y'all. I would love to build on conversations, but I will not be a part of the remedial classes that have been talking about the same topics for 3 years. So that's why I'll just chill. I'll stay in like you guys want to use your defense mechanisms and say my own bubble and echo chamber and but everybody ain't worthy of your conversation. And y'all try to act like y'all a bigger person because I'll allow somebody that has a difference of opinion to come up. All that turns into is name calling and a back and forth and a yelling and screaming match and a over talking match and a gotcha moment and a checkmate and all of the rest of the shit y'all use. Here's what you should do. Find some people that share your values and your qualities and build with them. Shout out to the misses and my sisses. Shout out to Dr. Nakumbe. Shout out to the people that love me. I love y'all back. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't love everybody. And I said it from day one. I do not love everybody. Everybody can't go. And it's the selfish people that think that you're talking to them. Oh, well, you can't shame people that don't want to be shamed. Oh, you can't talk to people, so I'm not talking to them. What make you think I'm talking to people who don't want to be talked to? I am only talking to people that are trying to build, that are open to conversation that might have a little bit of shock value, but it got some substance underneath. And if you jump outside of selfishness for just a second, what I'm saying might make a little bit of sense. And if it don't, I'm always open to conversation. But cops and robbers gone bad right here. Black man versus black women right here on full display, that someone can say anything about you. And guess what? We gonna get down to the bottom of this shit, because more than likely you're lying and they're telling the truth and they're the goddamn police. Somebody going to jail at the end of this, and it's your fucking fault. And shout out to all the black men that don't want to call black women bitches when they behave like bitches, because this is one right fucking here, a bitch. And that's why I get way ahead of it and let them know I'm not scared of them or the hyenas that they hang around that put the batteries in their back, or the cape that they wear that they so proud of themselves for not calling hyenas and booger wolves that act like bitches. But how has that worked out for you so far? And I don't even want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what somebody else got to say. Like, anybody else got to say?
Because for one, a black woman don't want to hear nothing a black man got to say. No way.
Okay.
Anybody like a woman.
When I talk, my mama listen. My woman listen. The women in my village listen. It's a lot of niggas when they talk, a woman don't believe nothing they say. That's how you know. That's how you know, brother.
That's how you know. That's how you know. And they real selfish. You want to see my wife? You want to? No, I don't. I want to see somebody care about you. I want to see somebody bring you a drink of water, a salad. You sit there for 4 hours. You don't get thirsty. Where's the women in your village that can come here and say, yeah, he says that around me, and I contest, and I stamp approval by it? Where the fuck is they at? It's been 3 years, dog. And why I go on these tirades is because it's a slap in the face when I hear people say, I wish it was women that spoke for men, or if it was a man and a woman that shared the same talking values, and a woman that speaks. Are y'all fucking serious?
She feeling your head, he said, she said.
You could keep trying to act like we not here, and we might not be on your radar, but we exist in original content, quality content, edutainment, information with education, and a little bit of entertainment is what we provide.
He said, she said.
Tap in with the tribe. We a small channel, but we got big content.
Yes, y'all. Who got the vibe? It's the tribe, y'all.
Shout out to my tribe. Shout out to Dr. Nakumbe. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes. Shout out to Mrs.HeSaiD and everybody that love us. Cops and robbers gone bad.
And then if she would have asked him, he would have told the truth, and she still would have thought it was a lie. So that's what I'm saying. She already is deciding that this is 100% true, because the fact that she didn't tell him already says enough.
I'm like, when we broke up, who was the last person you did the do with? And like, he's saying, you know, like, he didn't say the girl's name. The girl said her name was Keisha. And so I'm just like thinking in my head, like, okay, like, you're trying to hide something, like, you're lying. I
bet the police officer was like, she ain't gonna go for this. Then was like, underestimate how mad a woman can get over a dude, you know.
When a woman's fed up, and she wasn't even fed up, did nothing to her. Their relationship was probably good to go. Shit is unbelievable, yo. The games people play.
But look,
this
is crazy.
And so I go through his phone. I don't see nobody in there named Keisha. I honestly don't see no bitches at all.
So why is she laughing, and why didn't you say something then?
Because she's a goddamn psychopath. I said this a lot, and my team tried to say, nah, be a little nicer, more sensitive. You guys do that. No, I'm not. Psychopaths, sociopaths walking around just unempathetic, unsympathetic, unremorseful, unapologetic, could care less about other people's feelings, and you gotta consider theirs. If I even raise my voice at that girl, oh, Mr.HeSaiD is so mean. Mr.HeSaiD is one of those men. Let me tell you what kind of man Mr.HeSaiD is.
I'm a day one daddy. From the time I shot nut in her and she said she was pregnant, I been there. Nigga, if you been absent, you can't talk to me.
Gotcha.
Nigga, if you don't know what it's like to be a PTA dad, you can't talk to me. If you don't take the kids to the library after school instead of dropping, you can't talk to me, nigga. You can't talk to me, son. I don't know. I'm perfect attendance as a father. Proud in a motherfucker. And they don't know what it's like not to have their father. If your kids know what it's like not to be in your house with me, nigga, don't get online and say nothing to me.
Then, now we know there is no Keisha in the phone.
So I'm like, okay, you're hiding. Like you deleted the messages. Like you think you slick. Like okay. And so like to you. Some time go by, I'm still questioning him. I'm putting on the pressure, and then she called me talking about some she outside.
Oh man.
So then when she say she outside, like a couple minutes, I'm like, I'm walking outside, I'm looking for her. Like she's not responding. She's not saying anything. And then she texts me talking about my boyfriend just texted her. And so I'm like, what you mean my boyfriend just texted you? And then she go, hold up, and she hang up the phone. Then the same number called back, but it's the man Derek this time, and he said that his girlfriend just jumped out the car crying as soon as she seen a text message from my boyfriend. So I'm like, okay, so now you really knew.
It's time to confront the boyfriend and say something before this even goes down. Like, we got people pulling up. You mean to tell me you want to get him caught off guard? That's your whole, that's your plan. We gonna catch my boyfriend off guard. Everybody knows about this little get together, this surprise party, but the boyfriend. You go through, you don't find signs of what you're looking for. You still don't confront and let him know because you already want it to be true.
You know who this bitch is and you been lying. So I go and I confront him. And I'm like, you just texted her. She just told me you just texted her. You liar. And he's like, bro, you're delusional. Like, you're being delusional. And I'm like, no, you think you're gaslighting me. You're manipulating.
All of the classic words. She know all the words. And when we say they just words that you use as a defense mechanism, Mr.HeSaiD is so mean. Don't go by Mr.HeSaiD. He's one of those men. No, this shit is real. It's not even a real scenario. This is the police tricking her into getting her boyfriend to turn himself in or making sure they are aware of his location so they can capture him. This shit is diabolical and sad all at the same time that my brothers got to go through this. But if you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. These are the women y'all choose, man, because y'all play too much and life ain't no game. So let her finish and I'll prove to you that choosing this woman is a bad choice.
Yeah. You were being delusional. You got manipulated. You overreacted. And you still smiling.
So then he go, you know what, bro, I'm done with this. I'm done. You're being delusional. Some time go by. I'm still questioning. So then I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. And so I walk out the house and he followed me, okay? He follows me. And then the next thing I know, I hear someone yell, like, put your hands up. And I turn around and this man has a gun
FBI, open
at
up.
my boyfriend.
This motherfucker.
Y'all want to know what's really sad about this shit? I'm laughing, but it's sad though. I'm laughing, but it's sad. Cause she know he's in the street doing dirt. You know he's in the street doing dirt. If the police is at this level of coming to get him, you know what your man is doing. Or she's going to use the plausible deniability that y'all say they don't use. It don't exist. Y'all. What y'all talking about in the chat? What are y'all talking about in the chat? Wally's in the building. Wally, what's good, my guy? What's poppin'? He exchanging the pleasantries. He said, what's poppin', everybody? He got his shades on. He chilling on a Saturday. See what's going on. It's like tricking someone off a freeze tag. They let go of base and boom. Gotcha. Nah, you can let go. I'm not going to tag you. Let go. I'm not going to tag you. Don't even worry about it. I'm not going to tag you. Nigga, why you tag me? You said you wasn't going to tag me.
Damn, son.
Damn, son. Got to do what we got to do. Pleasantries getting exchanged. Mama's couch. Mama's couch is crazy, bro. Mama's couch is crazy. You know how I go. What's your price? Like in the movie Queen and Slim, the ending. Yes. What's your price? And turn your peeps in. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't turn them in, Doc. Let them, the chips are gonna fall where they may. They gonna gingerbread man. They know the consequences for being the gingerbread man. They could run as fast as they can, but there's a equilibrium to that, Doc. When they catch you, don't write me, cause I don't do no jail communication relationship. I'm drizzle. I don't do that shit. When you get out, I take you shopping. We pick up right where we left off. But all of that back and forth, Boogie. Am I lying? I'm not lying. And I think I did break down and write my boy one time. He was away. But nah, I don't do that. I don't do that jail relationship shit. That shit crazy to me. We ain't doing that. If I do, I love you. I love you. I went through his phone and didn't find the name Keisha, shaking my head, but she's still looking. You lying. You just hide it real good. Again, this is what they wanted. This is the result of the man and the woman war. They really think they're at war with each other. Y'all, y'all know how we can use this to our advantage? We could get them to turn on their men. We could get them to turn on their women. They can give up their locations. We can get all of this because they're so consumed with cheating, with sex, with penis and vagina play. This is what they love. This is their focus. We can tap into this. And like I said, this is funny, but it's sad at the same time. Funny, but sad at the same time. Lord Jesus.
What? So then I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. And so I walk out the house and he followed me, okay?
And the police got him. Who is in the wrong? What do y'all think here, man? And if drop some hundreds in there, if I'm completely right, some targets when the dot hit that bullseye, like that's it, bro. She already wanted it to be true. She couldn't wait to prove him wrong. That's what I'm saying. In some situation like this is dangerous, man. When your girl,
very dangerous when your girl
can't just come to you and be like, yo, what's happening with this? They gonna be like, what? Man, don't believe that. This is a lie. I've never met this. I don't know who that is.
Facts. This is the level of consideration that we said 3 years ago we don't get. You don't get that. Reasonable doubt. My man, nah, you're gonna have to give me some information to prove what you're talking about. Again, we've come to a time where proof is subjective. Where'd you get it from? Well, if you got that can say that. I have this that can say. So how do we come to a level of, come on, baby, that's not true. I don't know no girl named Keisha. I ain't got no babies floating around out there. And we wouldn't be messing with no girl that got a man. That's going to bring more problems. Like some things are just mature. And instead of being mature, we rather come up with reasons to, disqualify, reasons to make excuses for Negro behavior. Negro behavior.
Do more nigga shit. Do more nigga shit. Do more nigga shit. Yeah. Let's bring the niggas in. Let's bring the niggas in.
But that was unique. To see that level of distrust. I thought that was rather unique. So, what do you guys think? What games did you play when you were younger? Do you think it correlates to people as adults? Do you think there's a certain level of consciousness that's required in order to be able to understand that these games can transition and take form in our personalities? The evasiveness, the mischievousness, the rebellion. These things come out in adult life and look a little different. Y'all ever play Monopoly? Y'all bought some property?
We are 50% invested into this store.
And where you get the money?
Damn, she had to tell him twice. Y'all heard that? We 50% invested in this store. He like, wait, what?
Look, I took special ed classes. You got to talk to me in a way that I can understand. Sure.
So she said it again. We are 50%, 50, right over 49, right under 51% invested in this store. You get it?
Own 50% of the store.
What?
We are 50% invested into this store.
And where you get the money?
That's the part. No.
That's what? What's up?
The money is already okay.
The money. Where'd you get the fucking money? These are the women that you can't call bitch. You can't call her a bitch. Call her a bitch. You got some black men that's like, don't you call those women bitches and hoes, man? No, these bitches is bitches and hoes. They taking money from their children to open up stores like they in Monopoly buying property.
Own 50% of the store.
What?
We are 50% invested into this store.
And where you get the money?
That's the part. No.
That's what? What's up?
The money is already okay. The 27.
Is she crying? The money, wait a minute. When I'm a boss, you ain't crying when you doing all of that.
1,000 that you had.
I know you're not talking about my son money.
Listen, the money is already coming back.
I know you're not talking about the baby money. I know you didn't take the baby's money to open up some store to sell European clothes to black people that want to look white, wear tight clothes and shit. I know you ain't take the baby's money to do that, but yeah, she did. And tried to cry and tried to make like he wasn't smart. And again, use all of these different tactics, but you play too much. And life is not no game.
50% of the store.
What?
We are 50% invested into this store.
And where you get the money?
That's the part. No.
That's what? What's up?
The money is already okay. The 27,000 that you had.
I know you're not talking about my son money.
Listen, the money is already coming back.
I'm gonna talk to you later.
Listen, come back in here. Don't in the middle of the store. In the middle of the store.
You know, he's the problem. In the middle of the store, you're gonna do this? You're gonna talk to me and hold me accountable in the middle of the store. Who can hold anybody accountable anyway? That's not even a thing. But this is a skit, y'all. Don't get too perturbed. Y'all know everything is a skit. It's not real. Because it depends. But Dr. Nakumbe is in the building. My brother.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, am I frozen?
No, you
can see me?
Okay, and cool. Running. How are you, sir?
I'm fabulous. Thank you. No, I think I am frozen. But anyway, as long as you can hear me. Cool. Thank you. And my head is cold, so I got a little head wrap on. Peace to you and the family, to you and the missus. Peace to you, God. Greetings to those in the chat, listening here live and or on the replay. Lady Navoa, Red Lipstick Vibes. I see Wally World's here.
Yes.
Wally Media. I said Wally World. My apologies. And whoever else is here. So greetings. Thank you for the opportunity. Great show, great conversation, great mind teaser, great thought-provoking. Really looking at the idea of like, wow, we've practiced, like we've we've taken these ideas, these games, these fun ideas, supposed to be fun, or strategies, and how they've either been flipped on us or we still hold true to those games, not realizing how much it's impacting our lives. So great, great, great topic. Thank you for having it.
Indeed. Indeed. What are your thoughts so far on what you heard and anything you want to add to the conversation?
Mm-hmm. You know, what when I think about most times, me personally, and when I think of a lot of the couples that I work with, when we're approaching people for relationships, you know, we're either starstruck or body struck. You know, a lot of people are into the what what can I get? Or how can it serve me? And if you have two desperate people, you have two traumatized people, you have two I don't give a damn type people, you have two or three of anything that they believe, they perceive that this is it. They'll make those sacrifices. They'll make unnecessary sacrifices to the point where it's foolish. But we don't. Do we really see that foolishness? Some people's intimacy tank is so low that they'll just accept anything. Swear to goodness that they're not settling, not settling. You got me effed up. I'm not settling. But the intimacy tank is so low, not desperate, but low. What I mean by intimacy tank, I don't mean just sex. And especially now in our world, what are they telling us? Independence, independence, independence. By yourself, by yourself, by yourself. So I start getting lonely and lonely. And then I start accepting foolishness. It must be the way of the world. I accept it. I start accepting terms. I was just listening to the Michelle Obama speech when she started using words like misogynistic. And we the people, who's we? But we the people are misogynistic. And those guys in there just clapping, yay, clap, 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 clap. Did you realize you just said?
We misogynistic? Damn. Wow.
And that's without getting political. That was just the fact that she stood on this grandstand and said something about blah, 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 blah. And we're not going to accept people who are misogynistic. We, all of us in this together, no matter what your gender, this, that, that. And it's like, oh, okay. So we the people now. But some people feel like they have to accept. And then, oh, girl, you know, people get into starstruck, like, oh my gosh, she look good. I want to be able to say I'm with her. She got a body. I want to be able to say I'm with her. Like that's my dime piece. She's next to me. I'm connected too. So we're hungry for connection. We're hungry for what people might say. What people might say. It'd be totally different if she could just barely get up on the elbows to eat, and I'm out there holding hands and stuff. I take her way, way, way out to one of the malls that nobody goes to. When it comes to one of them fine, woo, I'm so happy that I accept the BS. Anyway, that was just my thought on how people even get in these relationships. But I think if you don't have an airtight relationship, if you don't have trust, airtight trust, because in that movie, I don't know if you saw Boston, remember the Boston bombing?
I do.
Okay, so Patriots Day, the movie, they the FBI and all these people try to put pressure on the wife. They were talking Muslim stuff to the sister, assalamu alaikum, blah, blah, blah. Don't go down for this man. She just kept saying, and I don't give a damn about what you say. You're going to go to jail. We're going to take your kids and we'll make another one. We're going to kill them when we find them. And if you do, say a prayer for them. I mean, she would not break for anything. But people don't have that type of trust. So that's why you can fall for these phone calls or a one-up. You believe you're going to get a one-up. What was that TV show, Power?
Yep.
Remember that? So I know my dude got game, and I know my guy has so much game. Whoa. Is he running it on me? I think so. You know, don't be one of his victims. Ain't that a bitch? Is he? That's what he. I can't swear to him. How about we get together and talk about it? I can show you some proof. Where you at? I'll run down there now. Because I know he has the potential. And never once did I have any proof that he would use it on me or against me, but I know he uses it to advance us. And bam, that's forgotten about, and then I fall for the okey doke.
Damn.
I'll land it there, brother. I'll land it there.
No, that was amazing. And what do you think about this current video that I'm showing where the money from, the young person's college was used to open this store? And just the different levels of emotion is what I really tap into, Doc. Like I said, I label people a little harshly when I see them maneuver like this. Like, she's very condescending in the beginning because he doesn't understand that they own 50% of this store. Then she's almost to tears. And, when it's time to say where she got the money from, and at the end of the clip, she's turning it around on him saying, "How dare you approach me in the store in front of all of these people talking about our child's livelihood and me stealing from our family."
Mm-hmm. So let me acknowledge, much like you did, I understand in advance this is a clip. So before people get butt hurt and blah 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 on our opinions, if you
Yes.
get butt, please know that even though this is a skit, there are real live situations just like this. And if
Yes.
nothing else, take away the principle of what Mr. HeSaiD is bringing. Take away the principle of it and just go off that. Don't get caught up in, well, you guys were good, but boom. That being said, once I'm gonna have to go back to once you have established standards, aka the Harris Media Tribe. Boom. Once you establish standards in the relationship, you have your negotiables, your non-negotiables, you have your understanding, you have your stuff that happens in the moment, how we roll with it. How do we roll with it? I heard Lady Di and Mr. James talking one time about a flat tire. She gets a flat tire. She calls him. There's not a long discussion about why and how and when did you. It's I'm on the way. When he gets there, he swaps his car for hers. He stays with the car. She's back onto the mission. Boom. All that's been discussed, understood, and well rehearsed. So you get in situations like where people either believe or they're influenced, or they just take it upon themselves to change the game, move the goalposts, do it their way. This is a case where sometimes the married person who has a bunch of single friends and they're gonna do it that way. Boom, she makes the change. Okay, there's some ways that we could talk about it. Why there? Why at the mall? Is that the place for the conversation? Is that the place for the conversation? Then you don't get the answer that you want. Now your feelings, y'all into your feelings, and then boom, you gotta make up for that by putting on another show. How dare you? How dare you? I'm sensitive to the fact that this didn't roll out the way that I wanted it to, the way I thought it would. You can hear in the voice. It was quivering when she was see the thing. No, you know you fucked up, didn't you? You know that you fucked up. But let's just talk about it when we get home. I don't know what you were thinking. So I think not enough people think things through. They make impulsive decisions. They make decisions for I. That's the kid's future, right? So for the future, what? And I get it. Sometimes we have to manipulate some situations. I totally get that. But we might have to manipulate some situations. So it shows in a great example, role play, fake or not. It gives a great example of how failed communication happens. It gives a great example of how couples can just all of a sudden start taking off on their own trajectory and mess things up. And then it shows that if you don't know how to talk to each other, it'll just mess up, it'll blow up everything you have. I'll land there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, Doc, it's time to show your age. It's time to show your Okay, you remember that, right? Conjunction.
I do. I don't remember, but it sounds familiar. Yes. This is
Okay.
probably like the ABC special.
Indeed. I want to show you who's singing that.
Conjunction, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Yeah.
Conjunction, how's that function? I got 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done. Conjunction, what's their function? I got and, but, and, or. They'll take you pretty far. And that's an additive like this and that. And then there's but. That's sort of the opposite, not this, but that. And then there's or, when you have a choice like this or that. And, but, and or gets you pretty far. conjunction.
Doc, they have
Yeah.
no idea, Doc.
Well, now that was, but see, I'm thinking of maybe the Constitution, the
Okay.
bill.
Yep, I am
Doesn't
only.
it have that similar tone?
Yes, that was him. That was him as well. Again, he sung most of the stuff for.
All right. So I'm not sure if it's that one right there, the conjunction construction, but that voice sounds familiar with like the bill, constitutional bill or something like that.
I am only a bill.
Yeah,
See,
yeah. So I stand corrected then. I'm only a bill. That's what I know from that voice.
Yeah, that's him. And again, just the sound of the voice in my head is nothing
Uh-huh.
to what I see now that I see who was singing it, but just the conjunctions and or perpetuated was the Schoolhouse Rock, was the
Schoolhouse Rock.
towards intelligence and a reason for the things that's happening in this world. You're going to see mail floating by, you're going to see presidents being elected, and you want to know how and why these things are happening. And there's a reason for it. No matter how many people you meet that say it's subjective and it depends. And no, the government runs away, voting runs away, elected run away. And this is how it goes. And that's how we learn from things like Schoolhouse Rock, which, conjunction function, I am only a bill, all of those other
Yes.
come with that. Absolutely. All right. So we established that already. But we said a while back that Shame need to come back. Not her. Damn, I don't know where she even came from with that. But look at this. Wait, what did he say? He said parents. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't pull the trigger, but they damn sure going to jail.
Right.
And they are holding parents accountable. Did you hear all of that, Doc?
I did.
Now let's let the people hear it.
Didn't pull the trigger. But under Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates,
our message to parents is clear. We're holding you accountable.
Consequences are a family affair. William Dredden and Tiffany Harrison both pleading guilty to contributing to the delinquency of a child following a shooting outside of Carver Votech High School last October. Police say a physical fight between students escalated when two teens pulled out guns. One of them, the couple's 15-year-old son. He was shot along with two other students and charged along with his parents.
The parents weren't involved in the shooting, so we can only focus on the assault and the parents being accountable for taking their child to the scene.
Charging documents claim Harrison stood and watched as the altercation unfolded, while Dredden joined in on the fighting. Dredden will now face 5 years in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 3 years probation. Harrison's sentencing is set for September. They didn't pull.
Doc.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try to remain intellectual because it's disturbing to say the least. But I think about if they're siblings, they lose their brother, they lose their primary caregivers. What happens to them? And this is what makes us wave the flag that we wave. It's the lack of consciousness, foresight, and the things about what can happen in the future. Now these kids can turn to anger, resentment, a life of crime, latchkey, and now we have 8 people to deal with and more people to be affected versus just being a more responsible parent. And even if it doesn't work out, not to say it's guaranteed that all conscious parents get these sparkling results of children, but you put the necessary work in. You were that Jiminy Cricket, so I say, that conscious to say, I know the old man wouldn't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but I know what he would say. So what do you think about those parents being held responsible and just, the climate that we create when we drive our kids to the altercation? One of us joins in, and now our family is at risk.
Mm-hmm. This is why I think what you and the missus, what you do is so necessary. People might not like it, but it's necessary. You run into situations like this where either our critical thinking skills aren't tapped into, our problem solving skills aren't tapped into, or we have the critical thinking skills, but it's rooted in this fairness game, is rooted in this one up game, is rooted in this we're the biggest and the baddest, is rooted in some foolishness or faulty thinking. And, we'll call it faulty thinking. So it doesn't mean it's wrong or right, but it's faulty, it's disruptive, it's reckless.
Okay.
And then even when it's correct, though, it is run up against all of everything I just said. So even though ours might be correct, but it's faced against all the other foolishness, which seems to be winning. So it's a catch-22. When I think about me, let me be respectful. So that was my answer to your question. May I add an anecdote to it, or should I pause there?
Please do.
Okay. So the anecdote piece is, I think when I was a kid, running home, Bronx, New York, and my mom caught wind of something like I just ran in the house too quickly. And she looked out the window and saw a mob across the street on the playground. We had these swings on like a monkey bar system on the swings. And she said, well, what's going on? I said, oh, nothing. She said, yeah, well, why don't you go back outside? No, oh, no, let's go back outside. Point is, she actually came down equal to going back to the scene. And I remember saying, oh my goodness, dude, don't take this personal, because it's either fight you or fight my mama, and I know she gonna win. So my goal was to take his head off, but was not even thinking of killing him, but it was just thinking like, my mama or you.
Right.
But after that, it was almost like it wasn't no one jumped in. It was just him and I. And when it was done, we went home. But moved forward 15 years, and I remember being at school, North High School, Minnesota. The guy throws his orange juice on me. I said, oh, no worries. I live 2 blocks from the school. I'll be back. I get back to the school. People are like, yeah, he a little crazy. They say, yeah, when I got back, they invited me to take the school elevator. There's 2 floors in the whole building. They have a handicap elevator. I get on the elevator. Police are there waiting for me and everything. I had a little tire truck thing. It was the stick with the steel ball out. I was ready to do war. And they called my dad. My first thought was, oh, he has nothing to do with it, because I felt embarrassed. I was coming to fight this guy for throwing juice on me, embarrassing me. But you call my dad, it's like he has nothing to do with it. And when they expelled me from the school, and then it messed with his work hours, he had to take time off work. He had to go to the hearings. I was actually embarrassed. I felt bad about that because it impacted. And then I'll land with this. But then you have, and it's been happening for years, but more and more and more, I don't know if you hear about that family. The kid is wrestling, and the referee blows the whistle, whatever. The dad gets mad and comes over and shoves the ref, knocks him down, and then runs. Like when they say they're coming to get him, arrest him, he runs out of state to hide. And so the kid thinks my dad didn't do anything wrong. The wife says the husband didn't do anything wrong. He pushed the referee because he didn't like the call. So how that relates to your question, to the story, is I know of different generations, different times where the response was different.
Okay. And
so at what point do we say, if you are allowing the kids to do all this, if you are allowing no consequences, and people get confused between punishment and consequences, or discipline. So no discipline, which is different than a punishment, and discipline can be how you deliver discipline can feel punishment-like, But if you don't punish them, then who will? If you don't offer them discipline, then who will?
Absolutely.
And it starts at home. So if you want your values, your morals, and the discipline to matter, then you have to do it. The school can't institute your values, your morals, your discipline. So if you fail to do it and the kids are causing mayhem in the community, then at some point we're going to say, well, damn, if you didn't give a bleep, then why should we? We're going to hold you accountable too. You knew, wait, you knew and you knew nothing. Oh, because you thought it was funny? That was your friend? Oh, your friend. Oh, because you weren't home. Oh, you didn't give how's that working for you? So me personally would say, even though you shouldn't take the family out of it, but if there's no family, then somehow they need to get it together. I'll land there.
Indeed. Indeed. Shout out to my brother, my family, Dr. Nakumbe. Shout out to my sis, Red Lipstick Vibes, and to my Mrs. SheSaiD. We are a tribe.
How you living? What? How you living? What? How you living?
That's the way you living when you in living color. Shout out to the tribe. We old school over here. We show our age. We are not ashamed of it. Doc, do you remember this? The games people play. Let's play Monopoly with Monopoly money.
How do you expect to get into college with grades like this?
No problem.
Huh?
See, I'm not going to college.
Damn right.
I am going to get through high school and then get a job like regular people.
Regular people. Shout out to the regular people. This conversation sparked to me, is there echelons of regular people? We all are average, but is average like, I was asking the missus, is there a upper average, lower average, or is everybody just the same average? Let's take a look at this clip.
Yeah.
And then we're going to build on it.
Regular people?
Yeah, you know, who work in the gas station, drive a bus, something like that.
So what you're saying is your mother and I shouldn't care if you get D's because you don't need good grades to be regular people.
Right.
Okay. Oh, suppose
Monopoly. He's gonna pull out the money.
Right.
What do you think so far, Doc? What do you think? Regular people, this skit, you know, how old we are, any is fine for you to chime in on, sir.
Yeah. And before we get too far, because I do want to hear your response to the last question. And even though, please do get as colorful as you like. I mean, that's part of the dialogue that you and I had, that space, giving each other that space. So I think it would be disingenuous for the folks not to hear your version. So please.
Poppy Blanco is in the building. What up, Poppy? Hope all is well. You got it, Doc. Lord,
So I was just saying, but then after this, I would still love to hear your response to the last question, even though in your style. So feel free. Because I think it's just as important for the folks to hear.
So
did you have?
What was the question? Rephrase the question.
For the last question we talked about where the parents are being held accountable.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
Yes. Well, Doc, this is kind of why we moved the way we moved, and we moved to the cities, the states. We kind of try to move in line with the places that are going to be in line with our views. So when we researched Maryland before we moved here, we saw it was progressive in the way of holding parents accountable for their children's actions. We understand kids are going to be kids, but there's a certain level of discipline and a certain example that we have to give them as parents, because we can be held responsible for them. If you don't send them to school, truancy, so on and so forth. We lived in Virginia one time, and our child got sick, and she didn't go to school for maybe 2 or 3 days. And someone came to our house, and they wanted to know, why your child isn't coming to school. And Nikki's response was, "It's our child." Their response back to her was not weekdays from 9 to 3. So I said, God damn, like, there's a certain level of responsibility that we have to have as parents. And I understand that You know, there's gonna be people who want to let their hair down. There's gonna be people who want to behave in a certain fashion, and you're free to do that. We just saying in the presence of the children, when it's affecting the children to a point where it can detriment them, that's when the consciousness should kick in. And if not, you should be held responsible for it, not them, because their life is going to be hard enough with a parent like you, but you should have some consequences and ramifications for your negligence or ignorance, whichever you chalk it up to.
Right. So, okay, if I may challenge that.
Sure.
We live in a society, current society, that says it's too harsh if you don't allow the children to be the children. And that if you don't know, if your 5-year-old says, hey, Dad, I know I have a pee-pee, but to be honest, I'm a girl. And for you not to honor that or affirm that, that's wrong on you. If your kid is 9, 10 years old and they've been watching some other streams and they say, you know what, I realize I'm into the Theon world. I'm actually a kitty cat and I want to put a tail on and some cat ears. You are held responsible for being non-affirmative, not for having your kid dress appropriately for school. So, you know, what do you say to that, to where some parents are faced with new laws and regulations that say you got to allow the children to be the children? Big Mama says sometimes we forget about the people, but now they say that we forgot about children's rights.
Facts. That's indeed something to be considered. I would say again, it just relies on the level of maturity and consciousness of parents. I think there's always a gray area. You hear me talk a lot, Doc, about a certain gray area that we have to exist in and maneuver in as men, as a family, but also as parents. We can indulge and entertain whims and indulgences and things that they're interested in, but to adopt and take on wholehearted the identity and just take the ball and kind of run with it, in a matter of speaking, is a little bit insensitive, because we say children have a brain that's not fully developed until a certain time. So to have them make such concrete decisions and we kind of get behind them and thrust the ball forward past the goal line, I don't know if I'm in line with that. Now, again, you can indulge a whim. Again, please try to exist in a gray area where you're entertaining it, but you're also letting them know reality, that this is something we're entertaining. This is fantastical. This is make believe. This is not what we actually doing, because it would be a little insensitive to the people that have to live in reality where everyone lives. So we be a little more realistic in our approach and just being informative and letting them know this is something that we will entertain. But again, to just, thrust 2 feet in, diving deep into the deep end of the pool, I don't think we would go that far. What say you, sir?
Okay. So now I'll respond to that, which will then also lead into the current question about regular people.
Sure.
I'm gonna flip the script. If Sister Anya is here, please forgive me in advance. I always try to be more delicate when you're in the presence of good people and sensitive.
Sister Anya. Nate, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Oh man.
Conversation.
So what I was thinking is, fuck that. Here's the deal. That's good for them kids.
Right.
And I don't know if parents forgot that they could say, that's good for that family. That's good for those people. We do not do it here. And when you get your own children, not the ones you made here in the house when you were 13, I'm talking about when you make your own children and your family, have all the cats and meows and butt plugs you want. But for now, this is how we do it. Here are the rules. And if you don't want to follow those same programs that you say, oh, well, the so-and-so program said, then those are the ones who can come get your bags. Is that bag going to be big enough? I mean, by all means, who am I to rob you from the experience of being in the system? But our family values so on and so on and so on. And I think parents forget. They forget that they can say that, or they feel uncomfortable saying it because the kids might be sad with them. And I've got news for you. Your kids are going to be sad with you. Your kids are going to be sad with you After they turn 10 years old, it's too late. They've already been sad with you.
That's a fact.
They're not sad for current day events. Mr.HeSaiD, I don't think enough people understand that. They are not sad because of current day events. They believe you failed them anytime they felt unsafe from the ages of 3 to 10. Anytime they saw, witnessed, felt unsafe, they already set in their mind their belief system about you, how you're going to protect them, how you're going to honor them. Yes, something can happen to them when they're 14 years old, and then your response will matter. But the core belief of what type of parent you're going to be already set in between the ages of 3 and 10, just like their personality and character set in the first 3 years with from their mother. So the first 3 years, their mother's personality is already set into that kid. So please trust me, when your 13-year-old says, you never protected me, when your 18-year-old says, you never kept me safe, and you're like, what the fuck, you got me fucked up, you know everything that please know that could have come from something when they were 4 years old, and you promised to pick them up from after school activity, 6 years old, you promised to pick them up after school activity. You said you're going to be there at 3. You didn't get there to 3:30, but just at 3:28, some other kid got hit by a car or some bang happened over here, scared the shit out of your kid. And forever in the day, in the subconscious mind, they never forgot it. They forgot the episode, but they never forgot the fact that you were not there at 3:30. They witnessed that kid getting hit by a car. They witnessed the so-and-so and so-and-so. And you, my friend, did not keep me safe. That being said,
Thank you,
regular
sir.
people. What in the hell is regular? What is regular these days? These days. So when you play the rest of that clip, I just want to do the piece where he played so far. He turned and chose a system, a money system. He's about to choose a system on how we do things, how we pay bills, how we regulate. So there's a couple choices out there. You can go by how that system regulates, or you can create some family values and systems and put some things in place like the Harris Tribe family talks about all the time, putting your stuff in place, being the adult, being the parent. And if you believe a 10-year-old is smarter than you, we should probably talk. You should probably be giving the Harris Tribe a good call and setting up some coaching sessions. If you believe the 10-year-old is smarter than you.
Facts.
I'll pause there.
No doubt. Kasim is in the building. What up, Kasim? Hope all is well, sir. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good weekend. We just having a conversation about games. The games we play as people, do they transcend from young to our adult ages? Is it a certain gray area we have to be aware of and conscious of so that we don't ding-dong ditch someone's life, bang on their door, create a bunch of disturbance, and then run away, Kasim, so that we don't tag somebody and think just because we make it to home base, we gonna be safe. Why did they bring Ricky home? Why did they bring Ricky home after he got shot? Ricky needed a hospital. They brought him home. I think it kind of transcends from our childhood to our adulthood. And again, I geared more towards sports, understanding competition, understanding strengths and weaknesses, understanding scouting reports, understanding adversity, understanding, my opponent. All of these things kind of built the respect that I have for other men, for opponents, for people in the professional world, for family. These things transcend. And now Theo wants to be a regular people. And his dad is about to grab the monopoly money and have a conversation that we all remember. Let's show our age.
You graduate from high school. Let's say you just slide by. All right, now you got to find a job. Now, what kind of salary do you expect for a regular person?
$250 a week.
$250 a week?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Sit down. I like you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun. All right, let's take a look, Doc.
I'm going to give you $300 a week. Yes, indeed. $300 a week. $1,200 a month. All right?
Great, I'll take it.
Yes, you will. And I will take $350 for taxes.
Whoa.
Huh?
Whoa. Taxes.
Yeah. Now, because see, the government comes for the regular people first.
Damn.
Right.
Damn.
Right. Right.
Damn. So what do you think about my question about echelons of regular? Is there just one regular pool that we all swim in, Doc? Is there echelons of regular or maybe something different? What y'all think in the chat? What do y'all think?
Now, again, are you talking about how we understand regular or how our society wants us to understand regular? I told you I just listened to a whole convention thing where they said, and I'm not talking about it depends. I mean, there's a mass of people pushing what regular should look like. So you're talking about that regular? Because in my mind, there's the standard and there's a reality, but reality is nothing more than a concept. There's normal, but normal is by our own, like perceived normal. I get up in the morning and go to work, but I'm not a morning person. I get up in the morning and go to work, but I'm not a morning person. But my perceived normal is that I get up in the morning. And then regular, I say, for me, I say it's the same thing. There's a regular way of doing things. Like this is the mainstream. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Why are we mucking it up? Why are we making it harder than it has to be? There's the regular way of doing it. But we know those who work harder than the regular way usually gets better results. And the ones who do less than the regular way ends up fucking up everything.
Okay. So I would let's go with society's portrayal or perception of regular. Just
Okay.
maybe blue collar, bus driver, median income. Everything's very realistic. Realistic home, realistic vehicle. So just in regular, ordinary, can blend in with the crowd type of person.
Okay. So then that version of regular, the average regular, boom. I say still that regular is regular, but you're only going to get regular results if you do regular. So the mainstream. So the regular people, meaning those who have common sense, will do it this way. Those who know to go to work will get this. Those who know they're not doing anything extra. They're just doing what needs to be done, what's supposed to be done the regular way. Wake up in the morning, you have a morning urination and a morning release sometimes, right? Boom, that's kind of just the regular way that it works. Our body works. So there's the regular way of doing things. Then there's the way that's far left and far right. And I don't mean political, I mean just kind of extreme. Then there's the way, now here's another thing to consider. When I think about the principles, there's a correct way. There's a correct way for us to get the results that we want, which may go against the regular way. So as far as this skit for regular people, meaning those who want a living, those who want to eat, those who want shelter over their heads, they follow the regular program.
Right. Kasim checked in. He said they figured he'd be comforted and supported at home, not realizing they didn't have the knowledge or mechanisms to save Ricky's life. Damn. They figured they would be supported at home. That makes sense.
Because there are even hospitals where we know good and well you don't take them to that hospital because it's a guaranteed death. So there's a belief that you bring them home first. And the shock value, I'm in shock and traumatized. Mama.
Wow.
Now, how much does that leave you with?
$850.
All right. Now, you've got to have an apartment because you are not going to live here.
Damn. Damn, Cliff.
So, an apartment in Manhattan will run you at least $400 a month.
I'll live in New Jersey.
Damn. Doc, Theo was a visionary.
Right.
That's what people say right now in 2024. You know what? I'll live. New York is expensive. Let me live in.
Right.
But again, this is art imitating life, Doc. Because when they living on our dime, Doc, the sky's the limit. Oh man, I'm living. I want to live. What's up with this house, Daddy? We can't get a bigger house than this. What's up with that car outside?
Right.
When they got to spend their money. Oh no, I'll live in New Jersey. I'll live in New Jersey.
Right.
He's not even. It's hypothetical money, and he's penny pinching, Doc.
Right.
The money's not even real yet. And
But it goes back to your question about regular. I mean, again, if my regular conversation with my kids, if y'all don't stop leaving these damn lights on, Con Ed is not going. These lights are going to be off. But the kid hadn't seen a day yet where the lights are off. If y'all don't eat all that food, one day y'all not going to have food. But the kids haven't seen a day yet where we haven't had food. And if we were low, we were running up to McDonald's or Jack in the Box. So yes, Theo in this case does not have any idea. He thinks it's just easy peasy run to New Jersey, and at the same time have the Huxtables allow Theo ever one time to say, hey, we're gonna go live in the hood for a night. We're gonna take the city bus instead of the car. We're gonna walk instead of doing X, Y. Have they allowed Theo to have those experiences?
It's a good observation. Good observation, Doc. Y'all chime in the chat.
All right. You live in New Jersey, you've got to have a car.
I ride a motorbike.
You need a helmet. Figure $100 a month for clothes and shoes.
Figure 200. I want to look good.
Theo. Damn.
Right.
Theo said I got to get it popping when it comes to my clothes and my shoes. Lord Jesus.
Okay, so what does that leave you with?
$200. So, no problem.
There is a problem. You haven't eaten yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
That slipped his mind, huh, Doc?
Right. It did. And if he's door dashing it, that's 1 week.
Yeah.
That's 2 days.
That's not gonna last long at all, DoorDash. And get two things from two different places. Damn. Let's finish him up.
I can get by on bologna and cereal.
Damn. That's not healthy. That can't be healthy, Theo. Can't be a grown up eating bologna and cereal, man. Damn.
But people survived on it. That's the crazy thing. Mayo sandwiches, ketchup sandwiches, fried bologna, and slice of bread, Wonder Bread, and boom, we survived. A sandwich isn't a sandwich without the tangy taste of Miracle Whip. As long as we had that Miracle Whip, we were good to go. So,
Pop that bubble in the middle of the bologna too. Pop that.
Yeah. Yes. You know about bloop. Yes, it swell up.
Yeah, let that jump.
Yeah.
Toasty. Nice. Okay. All right, we almost through.
So, I got everything I need, plus $200 left for the month.
You plan to have a girlfriend?
For sure.
Damn.
Yeah. Right. That's funny.
I thought that was fun. That was a fun clip. I remember that episode. Shout out to the Cosby Show. Shout out to Living.
Yes.
Shout out to all of that stuff that was just nostalgic and got us in the house. That was,
Right.
a certain level of, again, just reality, Doc. Like, yeah, it's crazy out here. Yeah, it's fun out here. We doing some things, but at 8 o'clock, we go in the house. We can reconvene, but hold up, y'all. And I think that's what's missing is that we all need to sometimes just take a second to just pause and get on the same page. And hopefully it's a positive page. But, just stopping for a second to get on the same page. And that's why I like to come here, kick it with you, kick it with sis, kick it with the missus. Just have this moment. Sometimes we have shock value talk and we say some things that people might not think is also sensitive. But this is a place where it's a little therapeutic to come kind of get these thoughts out, get these ideas out, and just display this camaraderie that we have when it comes to conversation and topics. What say you, sir?
Yep, and there's several types of communication styles. So don't get caught up in any one way. And clearly, you can hear that I curse, I entertain. I'm a former stand-up comedian, and I still make my little attempts to be funny. But there are times where the passion kicks in. There are times I want to be respectful. We want to be respectful. But if you come to the show and it's ever too strong for you, if you ever listen to the stream offline, online, ever becomes too strong for you, but you would still want to catch the point, just fast forward a little bit. Maybe that point of the conversation is too strong. Just fast forward. Don't abort the whole thing. Fast forward it a little bit. Put it on pause a little bit. Reset your mind. Get in a more stable space. Then do it again. One of the reasons, pinpoint for a second. And one of the reasons for my absence, just let me clarify. Please remember the work that I do. I'm a forensic psychologist. Okay, so I work with criminals. I work with people who committed the M word. I work with people who committed the R word, and I work with the families and victims of those two things as well. I work with people who are depressed, anxiety, trauma. So if I'm doing that 40, 50, 60 hours a week, so for the companies that I work for, the courts that I represent, the contracts that I have in my own private practice, so you put all that together, all day I'm being taxed and taxed and taxed and taxed. So you hear work-life balance. Then I'm getting on the streams. More drama. Pending whose stream it is. And as we start sucking that in. And there's a chemical in the brain that actually attaches to that. Where you ever hear people like, it seems like they love chaos. They look for chaos. There's a chemical in the brain that if I don't get that certain level of chaos, I'm bored. So all day dealing with that, then locked on to chaos, listening to the wars, listening to talking crazy about each other, and then picking sides and doing all that. After a while, you get drained. You have to maintain that. I have to maintain my capacity, but not catching on, going right past it, my mental health. Then on top of that, my version of being canceled, here I am, humanistic, pretty much right down the middle of the road. Pretty much, if it's human and behavior, I've got you. And then some of the own people I'm protecting, turning, flipping, he's this and he's that. Huh? Trying to be canceled, licensed and all that. So when you go through all that, then eventually I've had to learn how to slowly back up because my mental health just boom. So in my recovery, I can only do it in doses. And there's certain things that are more passionate to me than others. So that being said, for those listening, you might be coming from these places. You're coming from work. You're a nurse. You're seeing life come and go. You're a teacher. Hell, you're a construction worker. But you have to be strategic. You have to be calculated. You're a mechanic. You're whatever. Hell, you work at McDonald's and you're still streaming in. But you know that you take time, energy, resources to do the job that you do. All that to say, if you come and the show is too exciting, my offer to you is pause in the moment. Do some mindful breathing, do some muscle relaxation, and either if you can continue, great. If it's that heated moment, fast forward a little bit, even come back another day. Just don't rob yourself of the opportunity to learn something, especially if you feel like this space is with like-minded people. And you can hear different versions of it because the like-minded people are connected to the other like-minded people. All the sisters and the lioness and the other brothers and the other channels that we talk about, they have similar like-minded ideas and views, so they can be just as helpful. So just wanted to put that out there.
Absolutely. Well put. Shout out to all of those amazing content creators. Shout out to the lionesses, Take Heed, Almond Eyes. All of y'all are so appreciated. Mona D, J Mac, Mr.HeSaiD, Red Lipstick Vibes. Shout out to my brothers that hold it down. Ricky Williams. Shout out to Arshawn, Critically Drinking Crew. We appreciate y'all so much. Keep doing what y'all doing because it's people who see y'all and admire what you guys are doing, even if you think no one does. So that's one thing I learned, Doc, that, you can't be really looking around trying to see what you see, because you rarely see who's looking at you. So sometimes you kind of sit back, kind of pan the room, kind of see who recognizes your talents, recognizes you, and then build off of that. So that's why I appreciate certain content creators so much. They are inspiring, and I hope you guys continue to do what y'all do, because we appreciate y'all. All right, Doc, I'm gonna get you out of here. Before we go, though, you did say something about Lady D, my brother James, which is dating to marriage support. Y'all check them out when y'all get a chance. And I'm gonna give you a chance to do your thing. Doc. Lady Di is at work. Look at Lady Di. Goodness gracious, Lady Di.
About to go to the bathroom. Don't move.
God damn!
Lord Jesus, she can't turn her back for a second. Can't go to the bathroom. Pray for Lady Di. Pray for Lady Di. Salute to the crew. Dating to marriage support. We appreciate y'all. Keep doing what y'all do out there, Lady Di. Doc, what you got,
Yes.
man? Yours.
All
The
right.
floor is yours,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So early today, I was saying greetings to your sister Anya, and I apologize if I'm butchering your name. Is it Anya or Enye? Which one is it, brother?
Ane,
Ane.
sister.
Okay,
Ane.
Ane. Yes. Because
She's
I go to places. I've listened from the clouds. I'm still checking out the BMU network and different places. But Sister Sheila, Pastor Sheila, in different places where it's like, oh, the message is a little different. It's more spiritual. It's more cultural. It's more uplifting. It's just as deep. Sister Pastor Sheila talks about trauma as well. But I know places where I've seen Sister Ane. And then I was thinking like, oh, I'm about to get into my shenanigans, but I'm thinking not just for me, but for the audience, because we're speaking to the audience. You and I are speaking to each other, but the audience hopefully it'll be beneficial to them. So just recognizing I saw her name earlier, and I'm like, oh, let me just kind of give awareness to how I'm going to show up and how that might have an impact, how much will actually be heard or listened to, and versus how much of it is blocked because of the extra shenanigans. So not saying she couldn't handle it, but when I saw her name, I just wanted to give a shout out. Like, oh, let me give a heads up to say, Sister Ane, I'm about to cut loose, So that's what that was about. And Lady Nevo, I mean, she pops up everywhere, and she actually has, she's the warrior, she's the sergeant at arms.
Indeed.
So there are times when she, in the background is saying, hey, brother, don't forget about this. Hey, brother, don't forget about that. Much a big trooper looking out for us. And I would say if people had those type of people in our lives, so regular people, but do you have someone who has your back? Upper echelon people, but do you have people who have your back? Parents, do you actually have the support that you need? Parenting is a full-time gig, full-time plus.
Yes.
So do you have the type of people that you can trust, that you can lean into? People who just listen. They don't have to always have an answer. Every giant blue moon, when I say giant, every blue moon, I sip from a tall glass or shut the heck up and just listen without having to give the answer every blue moon. Most times I give answers. So, but do we have the support people that we can lean into? Do we have our own common sense? And do we have enough openness and willingness to hear other people's common sense and just take it into consideration? It doesn't mean we have to adopt it, we have to believe in it, we have to force it. No, just take it into consideration. They might know just a little bit more about the situation. If I think I'm the smartest in the room, I should probably recheck the room. If I think that I'm the smartest in the room, I should probably recheck the room. And the last clip we saw, I love that clip as well. I remember growing up on that show, loved it. I think that was wonderful for back then. Here's the challenge. I don't have to worry about a McDonald's job making only $3 an hour back then when I can get an OnlyFans page. Back then, you definitely had to have the shape and the size and design that was desirable. And I'm not suggesting that other shapes and designs are not desirable.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that's how people get their feelings hurt. If you're sitting up there looking like a walrus and someone's telling you, no, 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 you look fine. But then when we watch the animal shows, God damn. So we see a walrus on TV and be like, God, that's a big ass hippo. Look at that one. God. But then tell a human, no, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead and get on the camera and rub the baby oil and stuff. And you sit there in front of the camera all day. Come on. That's crazy. That's crazy. It doesn't work like that. But we led people to believe, and that's their business. But the tricky part is now people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars in a shift, leaving the camera on, and people are paying for it. Remember that intimacy, that desperation? More and more. So there's certain kink, and I won't get into all of it, but there's certain kink where people will call in and have the person abuse the caller, tell me I'm a fat pig. There you go, you stupid fat, and I'm paying for that. So there's some people who get into that kink. Or kink or not, people are paying for jobs. People are getting jobs. I remember my little shorty got a tattoo, like the Mike Tyson tattoo. And in our home, we learned about that. And while I was talking to her while she was in jail, the juvenile jail, turning this way, and she kept, when I was like, oh, I laughed when I saw it. I know you're mad. I said, why would I be mad? Why do you think I'm mad? I said, listen, Daddy. Daddy has 10,000 jobs. I'm all over the place. I'm a jack of all trades. What a blessing for you. You've just reduced your stress about what job you're going to get about that much, because only certain jobs going to let you sit up there with that. Now, I told her that 20 years ago or so. Another day, I'm up in Dairy Queen. And to each their own, blue hair, blue, red, tattoo, and that was those like 3 or 4 employees. I feel like a hypocrite. I feel like I owe my little shorties an apology. I told them you won't be able to get that. And now this place is filled with that. I went to Target, just filled with it. So times have changed, but that doesn't mean we're no longer responsible. Adjust your messaging. Adjust your messaging. If that's what's acceptable now, cool for us, because you're a representative of the family. Where's the family? Where's the value for the family? If you only value independent, if you only value independent, then we don't share in the common bond. We don't share in the family value. So by not having that, I think it's easier for me to do what I want to do. I don't want to be one of the regular people. I'm more into the fantasy. And then if I hit the hard times, I don't even believe I can go back and talk to my parents, because I never really established that value, that connection with them. Boom. So I think there's more at cost than it is to gain by not having those family values. I think it's more to cost, as in consequences, by not having principles, standards, pillars, values, morals, a system. I think it costs more in the end by parents not holding our kids accountable, because we want to be friends, we want to feel good. Yay for your feelings. But brother, I swear to you, I've not found it yet. And I mean, you wear glasses, but I mean, get a pair of those thick glasses, or one of them big magnifying glasses with a light on it, and look at your mortgage agreement. Anyone have a mortgage out there? Those things are about 30 pages. They shorten it up a little bit. Look through every word with your magnifying glass, and I bet you won't find a single word in there that says you're going to have a happy home and a happy mortgage. If you lease your apartment, I'm talking about one of them big square magnifying glasses with a light on it. Go through the entire lease. You won't find a single word about you'll have a happy lease and a happy home. If you rent a car, lease a car, or purchase a car, look through the paperwork. Look through your insurance policy and see if you see a single word that says you're going to have a happy. Look through your life insurance plan or your life policy and says you'll have a happy death and you'll be taken care of because you have this policy. You won't find the word happy. Look at your job description. Some of you have real long job descriptions. Some of you just have a couple of words. Look through the job description and see if you find a single word about how happy you will be at the job. Some satisfaction, some contentment, some wealth, which may help with the pursuit of happiness, with the pursuit of it. But our most significant thing, shelter, food, resources, all that I can't find. And please, like I said, get a thick, thick magnifying glass. You can't find the word happy in feelings. So until we do, because I know they're changing things, but until we do, I suggest that we don't go off of feelings alone, and we don't have to go off super logic either. See if we can find that middle, what they call the wise mind. The wise mind, a little bit of a feeling and a little bit of a reason and logic. Put it right in the middle. You can make your decisions out of there. Home run. Sister Ane, correct. I know you can handle it. I am being me. Trust me, I am being me. I would not be any other way. That is me. By showing that respect to you, that is me.
Doc, that's why we love you, brother. That's why we love you. Doc is amazing. All right. We got through the good stuff, man. It's time to have a little bit of fun. But before we do that, I just was alluding to that clip that I showed you guys with the young lady who closed in on her boyfriend with the cops. And I told y'all I was going to kind of allude to the person that we pick and we choose to be with is going to be very imperative and very, very telling of the people that we are.
Probably the biggest wake up call that I ever had was when someone told me that you can tell how much you love yourself by the partner you choose.
You could tell how much you love yourself by the partner that you choose.
Probably the biggest wake up call that I ever had was when someone told me that you can tell how much you love yourself by the partner you choose. Probably the
So again, who you trying to convince?
But I don't think enough people know who they are. I don't know. That's a good one.
You should pick someone that has enough insight to not only know who they are, be able to give you a little bit of insight on.
Yes.
It all falls back on you, Doc. The apple don't fall far from the tree, but you can pick it up and throw it. It goes back to how strong you are. It's all about you. You can try to make it about everybody else. You can try to blame everybody else, but it's you. It's you.
Yeah. All those excuses, justifications, and all those things, it all goes full circle back to me. The meaning I give it, the naming I give it, the labeling I give it, the excuses I give it, I give. That's because I just gave a reason. That's because it is, I just gave it meaning. That's because they are, I just gave it a label. If I reduce that, people learn to mind their goddamn business, it'll reduce 50% of their stress, 50% of their stress, but just by learning to mind your business. And so learn who I am. But, we look to date people who we want to cater to us, to help us feel good. And the ones who will go along with some of our shenanigans. Not everyone. Some people are solid. I think I just told you a couple months ago, I ran into a solid sister. I dropped the bag on her. She's doctor, PhD, similar type work, blah, 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 blah. We could have been the next superpower couple, a sister and all this. And the moment she said, "What time you going to church on Sunday?" Huh? What time will you be at church? Oh, now I right away start thinking, wait. Why are you on the outside of the church looking for a brother that's going to be in the church? Right away, I was trying to figure and analyze. Why are you out? There's the brothers right there in the church. Why would you come pick? And she wearing them white gloves and stuff and walking people down and singing in the choir. And like, I don't know if I come into that water's boiling and stuff and people swinging that chain with the smoke and stuff and I'm in there. I don't know. I don't know. I talked myself out of a good relationship, a possible good relationship. And then I look for the ones who have problems. Because then I feel like I get a sense of purpose. You need me. Now, I'm not talking about projects. I'm talking about the ones who I can shine. Oh, I need a guy just like you. Yeah. But I can't be the therapist and the man. So at some point I have to decide, do I want a relationship or do I want continued customers? Do I want a relationship and a family, or do I want to be the blah, 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 blah? Calm the fuck down, dude. What do you want to do? And I have to make the decision. I can't dump that on somebody else. But a lot of people on some bullshit.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother Dr. Nukumbe, for sharing with us. And again, we made it through today's itinerary. And I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun before I get you out of here. Let me see. What are we gonna do? Let's do Doc. Let's do Hmm. No, no, no. Can't do that.
Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes. Good to see you here. Oh,
To the sis. What up, sis? It's good. And if anybody want to come up for fun, you can. We got through our itinerary today. So let's go ahead and drop the link one last time. We're only going to be up here about another 10, 15 minutes or so, unless it gets extra good. But we just going to have a little fun. I'm going to share a screen with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Why are you pulling it up?
Go ahead, Doc. You got it. You can hear me? Am I still up there? Oh, Doc frozen. He the one that's frozen. It's not me. It's Doc. Damn, Doc.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
Damn.
All right, there we go. There we go. I didn't know if I can you hear me now?
Doc is
all right.
Back,
All right.
everybody.
So while you pulling that up, I just wanted to, the missus, she gave a couple of points earlier in the chat I wanted to highlight about how her parenting. She said, we invite the kids to, give us 18 years or something. I may be misquoting you, Sister Harris, but it appears you were saying, we say, hey, we have this time, like this is what we're about, our family, and after that, you could take it from there. And so I take that as I want to highlight that to remind people, build that trust with your kids. Let them know that, we're not perfect at this. We will make mistakes. We're learning this together. But at the same time, they've relied on you from day one. And a lot of parents get very fearful of the time that crossover. If I know a magic trick and I always show the kid like, oh, yeah, and I show their friends, oh, yeah. And the movie clicked. Remember when the dad's trick was no longer funny? The dad's trick was no longer amazing. It was like the quarter trick. And so we feel like our kid, that fine line right there. Parents, start thinking about when you get to that threshold. What's that going to do for you in the relationship? Do you just back up and say, well, they know everything? Or do you continue to say, hey, I still lead and we do this together? Start tasking them with responsibilities. Task them with responsibilities when they're younger. That's how they can actualize themselves. And that's how you can start to build tighter relationships. I just wanted to highlight what the sister was talking about, how you as a family build your relationship with your children by saying, yes, we make decisions. You might not always be happy with them, but in the long run, you'll be safe, satisfied, and content. And you could think us when we're old. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Okay. Before we get out of here, I'm going to share a screen with you guys. Doc, I want to know what you think about this video. And here it is.
How the fuck? I don't give a damn about the dead. How the fuck? All of you disrespectful motherfuckers go wake up every day and throughout your day disrespect the living, hate the living, but you so honor the dead whom you don't know. You disrespectful to your mother. You disrespectful to your neighbor. You disrespectful to the kids whom you walk past with your sagging pants and your dick and your ass showing. You're disrespectful to the women at the gas station when they walking into the store. You cussing on the phone, or you and your homeboys talking what you talking. Y'all some very disrespectful motherfuckers in your daily lives. But you got so much respect for the dead. Wow. You shouldn't honor the dead. They say you can't speak on the dead. They a lying motherfucker. You know that little dash in between your birthday and the date you die? That dash give everybody authority to speak on you. That's why that dash is there, nigga, how you done live. I don't give a...
I thought that was powerful.
Extremely.
What'd you think about that clip?
It's deep. It's profound. I I think not enough people think about that dash. Some people get surprised by that end date. They weren't expecting it, came too soon. I'm not talking about the 90-year-old that always died too soon in 90 years. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some people get surprised. They just keep living and living the way they live until when we cross that bridge. It's my second DWI, but there might not be a third. There might not be a third. It's my fourth day in the week getting the Whopper, and there might not be a fifth. There might not be. We live reckless, or sometimes we just take life for granted. I think that knowing that dash, knowing how we lived and what we're putting out there, not for those people, not for them, but ask yourself sometimes, what will people say about you? You can take a poll now. Call some of your closest people that you trust. Text, call, write, ask, hey, how do I show up in your eyes? Don't call just the ones who are going to say favorable things. I'm talking about just ask any random person. Like, call some of your exes. Hey, quick question. Not how did I mess up or blah, blah, blah. Just what type of person do you see me as? How did I show up? If you have access to any of your teachers or coaches or mentors, you stop doing therapy, check with the therapist before you finish your last session. Say, hey, other than our sessions here in general, how did I show up in your eyes? Ask your neighbor. You be at any neighbor on the block and act like you're not even talking to me. I just want to know, am I a good neighbor or what kind of neighbor? Ask people so you can start to learn what your dash is starting to look like. I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Harris. I give more props to the dead because there's no pushback. There's no pushback. Meaning, I know how my mama did it. I know my foster mom who said, "This is your last home, no matter what." And she was my seventh foster mom. She said, "This is my last home." Oh, okay, yeah, we'll see. I slept with my bag every night, ready for the social worker coming to get me. I didn't believe nothing she was talking about, but she kept her word. She kept her word. And nowadays, I can't find people. Either I don't listen enough, or I can't find truly enough authentic people who I can trust. And it still rolls back to me. Still rolls back to me that I believe that I can have that level of trust because of their loyalty and them keeping their word and me not personalizing it. So it's easier for me to give more props to my mama and be like, wow, she was she did the damn thing. For the people who showed up in my life, Mr. Phil, white man, showing up in my school plays, showing up. I give more props to him about showing up than I would the current, because the current, I'm not seeing it, I'm not hearing it, and then when I do, I either dismiss it or put it to the side or justify it or excuse it. But that's because. So I say I'm guilty. I give more props to those, and then especially now when I am the type where, hey sister, you need fuck you. And see that I don't understand that, because I grew up in that same foster home I was telling you about. I grew up going to the corner store to get the newspaper, the corner stand newspaper, and I got the neighbor's Sunday newspaper. I got the so-and-so Sunday newspaper, and I got the elderly lady who lived down the street. I got all of their newspapers on Sundays. Walking up to this news shack, and now you do that. What the fuck you doing this for? So that's the troubling piece that I'm struggling with, and I don't know if enough people understand. You cannot have the life that I had, or anyone for that matter. You cannot have the life that I had. My mom instilled in me. It is this way. She beat it into me. It is this way. Don't break that rule. And then when you become traumatized and stigmatized, and that's your way of living, and all of a sudden someone says to you, you need to unlearn that stuff. You are wrong. Do you know what type of flip that does to the brain? You're telling me I should undo everything that I almost lost my life for? I should undo all the things I got my ass whooped for? Let me mess up on a spelling bee at school. My biological mom was front and center. I spell all kind of shit right when I see her come. D-U-E-I-Z, yes. But now all of a sudden I should unlearn. People don't understand. It doesn't work like that. I should unlearn all the trauma I dealt with to make you feel good about yourself. You got me fucked up. So that's why I give more credit to those in the past because I'm really struggling with trying to understand and adjust and appease the current, if that makes sense.
Indeed. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Thank you for chiming in, Doc. Appreciate you as usual. And that clip from Charleston, it resonated with me. Looked familiar.
What about you, sir?
Doc
What's your response? What's your thoughts?
It's right here. It is. It's going to be a serious conversation tonight. What would they say about you? What type of an impression did you leave? Did you touch someone?
Stamp.
Did you make a difference? Yeah, I went to a funeral procession one time, and something stuck out to me. The person that was leading the procession said, you get 2 dates on your tombstone. Right. The date you were born, the year, and the date that you passed away.
Right.
And then there's a dash in the middle. That's more important than the 2 dates.
Right.
What did you do with that dash?
Such a small dash.
But such a significant sign.
Time in between.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So that's going to be the conversation tonight. I felt exactly the same way, Doc. I think that it gives us the authority and the right to speak about you, speak on you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like you said, find out how you affect somebody. You know, what I went on to say in that episode is write your, you know, your final procession.
Yes.
Eulogy. Write it. And
Yes.
you probably gonna write a bunch of lies. You probably gonna write a bunch of lies.
Right.
You got the time to make those lies true.
Mm.
Those lies true. You could write a bunch of lies. Yeah, I mean, he was loved by everybody. He always checked on. So now start to live it out. So maybe by the time you do check out, those words could be true. But I'm always thinking about that dash. I think it's more important than anything. And the way that we are received, I might not be the smoothest drink of water, but people will tell you that boy didn't play no games. He wasn't no dummy. He wasn't acting like no YSL Woody talking about, I don't know what it means. You're going to have to break it down. I was in special ed classes. No, that man thrived on intelligence. He loved his family. He loved his wife. These things are not subjective. I don't want them to be. So this is why, you know, sometimes I say, y'all play too much and life ain't no game because I don't know when you not playing. You could tell me you could cut the switch off when you feel like it. And I act like this when I'm in front of you. But when I get in front of the people that I really love, I get, yeah, tell that to who might believe it. I don't. Practice what you preach. You become good at what you practice. And if I see you practicing foolishness all the time and you telling me when the camera go off, you a genius.
Lying.
Right.
So again, you know, Doc, I'm not saying that we all have to behave like scholars 100% of the time. Nah, let your hair down, do what you do. But it's sometimes where we have to be serious. We have to be studious. We have to be a little more mature and high vibrational so we can maybe convey a message, get a point across, or give an experience. And that's, you know, that's the flag that I wave, and I'm going to continue to do that. What say you, sir?
Well said. Well said. Cod liver oil. You see, you know, the smooth glass of water on cod liver oil, man. Right. Woo.
Lord have mercy.
Well said. Well said. Man, I'll just this small part, and I can't make this up. I did not know we were having this conversation.
Okay.
I did not know. In fact, it won't show the time. Just last night, I was in one of those moods where I had to think, who should I be reminding that I'm thankful? So this is just, I didn't even send it yet. I can't see the screen, but can you see where the message starting to be sent? Or can you see my phone?
Like your green board is up there.
Yeah.
It's kind of hiding itself. Move it around a little bit. Wiggle it like a booty. See, there you go. There it is. There it comes. There it is.
All right. So I just started this last night.
Okay.
Because I have the screen thing. Got it. Okay. Now I can see. Just a second. All right, right there.
I saw the good morning when you started
Yep.
it. Go ahead. Yep, you
All
can
right.
go.
So anyway, this is what it says. Oh, let me scroll. Let me scroll down. Although I can't find. Let me scroll up. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get this back in the screen.
There it is. Perfect. It was perfect till you moved a
Yeah.
little.
So I'm putting it back up. Putting it
What's
back up, and I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see it on the stream here. All right. So back it up. Back it up.
almost there.
Let me just take off the screensaver. So anyway, my point is just last night, I didn't know we were having this conversation, but just a perfect example of what I'm talking about is just last night I was reminding someone that I ate up a big chunk of their time in their life, big chunk of time in their life.
Okay.
And let's see if this worked. Boom.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, boom. All right, so just last night, I was reminding someone, I'm sorry for the inconvenience that I've taken. I apologize for the wear and tear in your life. I can never replace what's been lost. Now, I didn't send this yet because I said, oh, this was just last night. Although I can find the root causes, I hate that it took me so long. I hate that I learned to be so strong, as strong as I claim to be, that I never stood up to the coward part of me. Okay. So this is an example of I never know when my dash is coming up. And sometimes we get in these moods where it's like, man, that dash may be here tomorrow. There's times when I get in the mood where like, I think I'm gonna make that date tomorrow. Sometimes I get fancy with like, I want it to be on an even day or an odd day. I want to make it to my birthday. I want to do this. I want a lot of wants, shoulda, couldas, and wouldas. So I say, well, no matter what happens, because it's all out of my control, I would have at least done my part. I would have done my part to make amends. I would have done my part to be conscious and aware that there's still time for change. There's still time to be better. Again, I got all the accolades and degrees and all this stuff, but am I going to end up going out alone? Am I being too stubborn, too selfish, too educated, too dumb, too this, too that? Never, 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 never stop to smell the roses, to look at what's around you, what's before you, what's behind you, learn from your mistakes. And if you think you haven't made any mistakes, okay. But I would say reset, take another look,
Yes.
Know that you don't have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. I don't even know what perfect is. And you just said it a few minutes ago where people can have all this knowledge and stuff, but do they actually live by their word? I can sound as cute and fancy, as funny, as angry, aggressive. I can have all kind of sounds. Do the sounds from my mouth match the behavior that you see? And until that's in sync, then I think we're on some bullshit. So do what you can. Anyone and everyone who's listening to this, do what you can to get in sync. I'll land there.
Beautiful, beautiful. For me, it's a little that was touching because like Doc, I just came, from last week saying goodbye to my nephew, 29 years old. And to see my brother go through having to say goodbye to his son was very unique. But you know what was even more unique, Doc? The fact that he got a son that's still living. And when I ask him about his son that's still living and how he's doing and how he's taking it, before I was able to see my other nephew, I would have to ask my brother. And he would always revert back to this, my nephew that just recently passed away. Bless your soul, De La Soul. I miss you and I'm going to make you proud. But this is what's so conflicting with me and why that clip stood out to me is because in Christianity, I see the way they move. They move Jesus, he died for the sins of the people that came after him. After. And I see people who move in life after death and they focus more on the person that died than the people that are still living. And it bothers me because they're at peace. They're done. They're not coming back. We all say this all the time. It gets cliched. But the people who still remain get forgotten The person who passes away becomes this martyr. They can do no wrong. They were so nice. Everybody loved them. They were so kind. But what about the people that's still here? My nephew now is just blowing in the wind. His father is like he forgot about him. He's not showing him any of the sincerity. He's talking about my nephew like he was Jesus the second coming. He could do no wrong. He was the nicest. But he talked like that about my mother as well. Again, Doc, I'm more realistic. I get it. That was my mom. I lost her when I was 9. Yeah, it was. But she was a person, though. She was more than just my mom. She was a woman. She was somebody's wife. She was somebody's sister. She was somebody's auntie. And when I talked to my brother, it was my son. My son. My son is gone. My son, my son, my son, my son. He was more than your son. He was somebody's nephew, somebody's friend, somebody's brother, somebody's child, somebody's. It was so much more to a person. And again, I see these dynamics in people every day. I just got to see it up close and personal this last weekend. And I know everyone deals with, the loss different, and it looks very different on everybody. But to see the insensitivity that's shown to the people that's still here, that have to matriculate through life after death, I just felt a certain sensitivity, that dash, that consideration for other people is always going to have to be shown. And the same way I show that consideration, I'm going to point out if I see behavior that is not becoming. And I think they all kind of flow together. But that was, that was what I was observing while I was there, Doc. And I talked to you offline, and I kind of confide in you for your wisdom, sir, and you helped me a lot. But this kind of showed me that we got to give a certain consideration to the people that are still here in life after death, and not concentrate so much on the person that passed away and make them this martyr that they become. What do you think about that soliloquy, sir?
I really want to say no words. I mean, it was well said. It's thought provoking. It's honest. It's real. The only thing I would say, which aligns with what you just said, because even when I think back, I give more to those who are gone. But when I really let it hit home about what you just said, why not be willing to confront the living? Why not be willing to confront when I say, I tried to help and she's yelling at me, or get away, and why not still be the bigger person, the better person? Why not confront that behavior? Like, why not address the fear? Why not address the fear? But I'll give credit to the past. So listening to what you said, again, I have no words. It's like, it's spot on. It's spot on. I think something we all should take into consideration. And I say confrontation, it doesn't have to be confrontational.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, do I have to just take the easy one? Well, see, back in the day, and based on, pray this. So thinking, letting it land and sink in and sitting with it. I actually thank you for that additional perspective for me to be like, oh, yeah. So you say you've been this way for 25, 30 years, always giving back, Secret Santa, this and that, doing that, but then you let a few boos and woos scare you? Maybe that's some more work for me to do, right? Because then I might miss opportunities for those who are right here with me.
Indeed.
So thank you, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much, brother. Again, this is why I am not shy to tell my brothers that I love them, to tell them that I admire them, and to continue to be the brother that you are, because I need this. This is therapeutic for me, to see men that move in a similar fashion, that have a like mind, that are honorable, respectable, positive. It's something that I have to gravitate to. And with my brothers that come from, the neighborhood I come from, cut from the same cloth, to see us mature, to see us grow as men, it's honorable. And I have to articulate it and let them know how I feel. I don't make it home a lot, but when I do, I'm the first one to let them know that I love them. And this is not popular, because this is pop culture. This is something I've been doing, Doc, from a while ago. And although we don't have the best role models and you know, examples of men in Bed-Stuy. There's still a certain camaraderie there, so we continue
Mhm.
to do that. And this is just an example of that. And like I said, I'm just going to continue to try to make my nephew proud in my everyday movements. I know the man that he was. We were in contact up until his very end. So De La Soul, I'm going to continue to honor you. I'm going to continue to make you proud, and I'm going to continue to be me. And you know how your Uncle Sean get down. So salute to you. Rest in peace. And it's really unique, Doc, when death is on both sides of you, you know, natural causes, unnatural causes. You know what I mean? I might get a call Monday. One of my guys got took out from gunfire, and another might had a heart attack. It's so unique to you know, be in the middle of this. It just sends me to the doctor and brings me home after work.
Right, right,
It keeps
right.
me in a certain level of being realistic that, you know, it's you can praise and give honor to Allah that it's not you, and you don't have to, you know, be subject to the things that some people are. But at the same time, I don't forget that these are the things that my brothers and comrades are going through. So,
Right,
you know,
right.
spread love is the Brooklyn way. Tomorrow we headed to a wedding, so we are celebrating love tomorrow, Doc. We celebrating love tomorrow. We getting in the car. We going down to Jersey. We have a nice couple that is going to be getting married. I got some nice clothes to put on. I think I'm gonna do a bow tie. So if you need a bean pie, just let me.
Yes.
Right. Suit.
Yeah, yeah.
I would call me.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we got going on. How about you? What you got going on this weekend, sir? If anything.
Well, tomorrow, you know, I've been working weekends. I was down for a while, so now I have clients on weekends. Tomorrow, and actually some fun clients. I mean, like dealing with relationship problems, family problems. So I have 6 clients tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
Anything you wanna share, you know, loosely, not anything, you know, too
Yeah.
specific, but anything, any interesting new clients that you got?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I have a couple of what they call famous. I have a couple of clients who I so badly want to talk about them because but they're going through the business. They're going through the business. But I promise, as much as I'm excited, I'm also horrified because I've been getting consistently 2 to 3 couples a week. 2 to 3 couples a week. One of them, Muslim family, married for 10 years, coming from a country, third country, coming from a continent where they were married. And they both agreed on the values and the views. He met with the family, he met with the village. They came over to the great USA 10 years into the marriage, and they're coming to see me because she says, damn the children. I want to go out and have a drink. I want to hang out. And I'm not quite sure if marriage is for me. She's 30, in her 30s. She's in her 30s. Oh, okay. I have another couple, black and white couple. Okay. But they've been married, and all of a sudden, one recognizes that the other one is white. Oh. And one of them, they go to a African restaurant during the day, but come midnight, that thing, they turn into that. Come midnight, them gates close, and it just boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
And if one of them does something like just looks at a cheek or two, what are you looking at? Mind your business. But this person's on the dance floor getting phone numbers, people accidentally rubbing up against them, and they see nothing wrong with it. They've been married for 8 years, and now all of a sudden they're giving one an ultimatum about being in the house because we need to make $1 million. We need to make $1 million. We need to make $1 million. Oh, have you dated anyone who makes $1 million? I was sounding like Kevin Samuels. Are you dating anyone? Ever dated? Why didn't it keep you? I mean, like I'm getting like 2 to 3 couples. I have another one that I see this week. Oh, I even want to scroll on my phone on my appointment thing just to show you. I have another couple in their 70s, and he can't understand why his wife is all of a sudden telling him he's misogynistic. All of a sudden, they've been married for 40 years. He's saying to him, you seem misogynistic. You seem like you know too much. Please don't try and tell me what to do.
Damn.
He is devastated. He can't. He's losing his mind. Like, but I've always held the door, And all of a sudden now she's saying, I don't need you to. So I'm seeing more and more and more and more. And then the company that I work for, they accept all clients have to be, let me start that over. I'm already affirming, but the company is changing some of their values to where they say, my style is pushing the edge, because where I say, well, I'm asking you a question. Were you thinking that between the ages of 4 and 8 and blah, 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 blah? What's that have to do with now? What's that have to do with now? Well, you saw it on the TikTok video. That's where you decided to make. So you came to have me endorse. You want me to sign off on something because something you learned. It resonated with you. I got it. What about any of the consequences? What about this and that and that? So I'm seeing more and more and more people who are saying, I don't know which way to go. And then here's some of my sadder cases. I'm not breaking confidentiality, but I'm not saying names. I have a couple of clients. I have one that's 8 years old. 8 years old. And I used to see little kids, but now I like more now where people can make up their mind. 8 years old. Oh, we have to see you, please. Doctor, you come highly recommended. Please, please, please. Sure. Trouble, bouncing all over the room. Trouble. Autism, ADHD, all kind of stuff. He's bouncing all over. So let's go. Same questions. Tell me about the 3-year-old. Tell me about the 3-year-old kid. They had family loss. A grandparent died. A friend, a pet died. We moved from a different state. We moved to that state. Oh, any chance of being handled or fondled anyway? Possibly. And then have you talked to your mother about it? And the kid looked up. I said, oh no, I mean your mother, because you're with your 2 fathers. And we should tell you, we're his biological parents. Oh, okay.
So the mommy turned into one of the dads? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Was there a goodbye? Was there a transition with the kid? Was there not asking permission, not any, the kid stayed away for a good couple of years while you physically went through all the changes. And so in that kid's mind, the mother is. But if you, the way I address it, time out, let's add the human element into this. The human element says the kid has already gone through all these different types of losses, and now an entire role, because they're saying 2 fathers, they're not saying used to be mom, or they're saying 2 fathers.
Right.
And so an entire role is gone. And when you ever talk about friends at school, I can't. They'll laugh at me. So even an 8-year-old knows. And they see nothing wrong with it. So you talk about conscious parenting.
Right.
Now, the fact that they're bringing the kid in, great. But it's not because, hey, we played a role. It's because fix. So there's some challenging family dynamics that I'm working with where, again, I'm affirming. I'm all for, like, bring it on. But then I have to, but I'm, there are certain policies and stuff that says, well, you have to work with them this way. So the people who work with me, they know when they first start, and that's what I give cheers to this family, because they know when you come in, I'm going to give you some doses of reality. We can take in your reasoning, but let's get down to the raw bones. The raw bones for this particular kid, they didn't get that transition piece. It's gone. So more and more couples who are changing. I say social media plays a big role in it, because all day long they're scrolling, being influenced. Don't listen to your man. You don't need a man. Don't listen to your man. You don't need a man. Don't need a man. Don't need a man. Don't need a man. Don't. I think I want to go out drained. I have no energy anymore. No energy anymore because soap opera. What used to be the all my children in General Hospital in Dallas at night. What used to be that is now TikTok, TikTok, Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. Boom, I'm drained. Or you're not nice to me. You didn't say it nice to me. I had a couple who had booked me for 20 sessions. After this last session, they canceled them all because I said, find that word nice or beautiful or happy and anything other than the guy that you're talking about. He's supposed to, what rule? Where is it? What do you mean he's supposed to say it nice to you? He's not saying it nice to me. And then you two came to therapy for me to fix him because you moved the goalpost? Anyway, I'm talking a lot, but
you good.
they came to the session to
All
fix
relevant.
him because she moved the goalpost and he's not being nice. He's not being nice, and he's not. They have a pet together, but don't touch the pet this way. Don't touch the pet that way. Wait. Oh, don't touch the pet that way because then you feel like he might convince the pet, and the pet would no longer be yours. The pet that you can't tell, the pet that's going to follow what you say. So therefore, he's the bad guy. So then, boom, they canceled all the 20 sessions.
Let's lean into what you was talking about, this identity. Did you see this, Doc?
I think there's probably one other job that you're about to get into that is really hard and really scary. You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops.
I didn't see that, but my thought, because the government rushed over right away to get her from the jails. I thought that was wonderful. And this current cabinet, whatever you call it, this current group, there were some other newscasters and stuff and reporters and stuff that were in different countries. They didn't get them, but Brittany was able to come back, which is awesome. Everyone should be home. Everyone should be back. It's awesome. My personal belief is that Brittany was or is a man. So they may now identify as a woman. So they may identify. But then that whole thing of, okay, so they're in the locker room with the women. And I believe in, I would love to be in the locker room with the women too. But when it comes to safety, when it comes to trust, when it comes to, and if that stuff had never been, if it had never been this thing called shame, if it had never been this thing where once a person bit the apple and one of the consequences was you now will have shame.
Damn.
You will not, that's happened way. That happened thousands and thousands, I don't even know the numbers, BC, AC, whatever, when shame was at the very beginning. People were out in the jungle, the wilderness, no one was even out there to look at them, but they were still putting leaves over their parts, okay? So once they received this thing called shame.
Damn.
Shame.
Right? But now that's all gone. And I get it in unisex bathrooms. I went to see Jasmine Says It All. I don't know if you know her. She's on the YouTube. Jasmine Says It All.
Okay.
In Chicago, went to this fancy bathroom. They had this unisex bathroom. I stood in there. I just wanted to see how long it would be before someone came in. I just wanted to be like, surprise! But they had this unisex bathroom, and I was standing in there thinking, wow, they had these generic things, and I was like, wow, that is fancy. That's pretty cool. But who actually thought that we should no longer have the value or the fear? Because I remember my little shorty being just young enough to where I didn't send her into the bathroom by herself. And then I was right there over her, taking her to the male's bathroom. And that fine line between when are they old enough to say, no, you go by yourself, but to now know someone of the opposite can just go in and share that space. Do we even think about how that might impact? So I went way off. My apologies, brother.
That's okay. No, you're fine. When you go way off, Doc, we go way off with you. Ricky? Shout out to Ricky Williams, TWT, my brother.
Yeah.
Check out his latest post, Doc.
So just to let y'all know, in Minnesota, when you taking a crap, this is what you got to look at in the men's bathroom. Y'all see what that is, right?
Yes, that's here in Minnesota. Your new vice president. That's who he instituted that here in Minnesota. Which
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah. You're a new you're a new
Wait, what?
you're no. All right, listen.
That was a that's for
Yes,
tampons, Doc.
yes. Now
We just be talking.
In the men's back, what do men need tampons for, Doc?
right. All right, so let's break it down to its raw. Let's break it down to its simplest form.
Broken down to its very
Okay.
last compound.
Yeah.
See how it
All right.
sounds?
All right.
Okay. Okay. You
So at
getting
its
BDP on me.
yeah,
Okay.
at its simplest form, a person who has female body parts can say that they identify as a man. Okay. So once I say that I am a man and I can go through procedures, I can take hormone pills and have a beard just as thick. I can have a beard down to here. I can look like Hink from the basement. Okay. And because I identify as a man, and now don't want to get anyone confused. I'm not saying I'm just talking about if anyone knows Hink with the big beard. Okay. I could be Santa Claus beard.
Shout out to my brother Hank. Shout out
Yeah,
to Hank.
shut up,
And
shut
Santa
up.
Claus. Shout out to
And let me
Santa Claus.
correct. 'Cause somebody would take some snippets and say that I said Hank.
Don't
So
try to chop that up. Right. That's right. That's right,
right,
Doc.
right,
Really
right.
can't
So
say
that's
that,
not
Doc.
what I'm saying. I was just thinking of his beard because I even asked him a couple times, like, "Hey man, my stuff just roll up like BD balls. How did you get your beard so?" All right, so Santa Claus beard. But if I still have female organs,
okay,
then I'm still going to have, or the hormone pills might interrupt, but there's potential for me to still have a cycle.
Okay.
So I identify as a man, but I still have female organs and still a reproductive system. Then I have my menstrual. So then for that part, the tampon machine is awesome because I get to use the male facilities and not have to worry about not being in the female facility and have access to the tampon. That's at the rawest, most the science form of it for a man that has female organs.
Okay.
But when we think about what a man is, if we go back to if we go previous to the current thought, what I was raised on, a man would never, the only reason we would need a tampon is to give it to our sister, mother, girlfriend, somebody when we leave the bathroom. Now, we had machines that had the condoms in it. Okay, we didn't have the tampons. But that's the only thing I can think of why a man back with the way I was raised. So even though it sounds weird, at its simplest form, it is a person that identifies as a man, has female organs, still menstruates, and whoever put that in says, "Hey, we recognize you as well."
Okay. Okay. Thank you for making sense of that for us, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little confused. Like, what in the world do they need a
Right.
tampon?
And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. For those who haven't fully learned about all this, for those who fully don't adopt all this and follow, it is so confusing. And so if you take a kid, you take anyone in a certain age group where you're like, huh? You know, when you have a magazine and you show a physical looking man pregnant.
Right.
I mean, in my comedy days and even now in my workshop days with my belt look, it's not even sexy to do. I'll do something like, woo, like that's not sexy at all.
Hey, yo.
Right? I mean, that's just not sexy at all.
Yeah.
And it's been a joke for me for decades, and I'm even smaller now. But now I say that and someone's offended. Huh? What? Forever, like if someone was close to me, I'm like, whoa, I need to lose some weight. I said, I think it's kicking. Look at this.
Uh-oh. Damn.
Right?
Sure.
But forever and a day, that's been a joke. That's been a sick joke. Like, oh, don't put that image in my mind. Just from a joke. Oh, don't put that image in my mind. To now, no, it's not a joke. And it's okay to put that image in your mind. Like, I don't think that's fair. That part, I don't think it's fair. At what point do we say, this is not because I am a traditional male?
Okay.
Based on how I'm doing now, based on who I am, based on how I identify as a female, but they push so hard Certain people push so hard to pretend like they're both the same. That's the lie. That's the bullshit. That's the manipulation. That's the deception. So be honest, be yourself. Hey, female organs, I identify as a man. I'm a man from head to toe. But the reason I have a baby is not because I'm a man that can make a baby. That the science is no science in the world. No science in the world. And please forgive me, you don't have to believe in psychology and science and all that. You don't have to. But there's no science in the world where a male can have a baby. They don't have the organ. So please stop misleading. Please stop the deception. Just be honest.
I like it. I like honesty. Shout out to my guy on the check-in, Dragonfly Jones Cuss. What's good? He said, son of
There he is.
Wagnido himself. My brother, Mr.HeSaiD, is back in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Dr. Nakumbe back in the building. Oh, man, Cube was right. After all, today was a good
day.
Appreciate you, Dragonfly.
Dragonfly, brother. Good to see you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Doc, you said something about, a couple of clients that came into the office and no longer is looking at the marriage the same. Did you see the breaking news? Judge Mathis' wife, Linda Reese, reportedly files for divorce after 39 years of marriage. What I want to talk to you about is we're going to have a more higher vibrational conversation about that. Do you know any businesses that lasted 39 years? Is that commendable? Is that reason for ridicule? If they end the union after 39 years, what say you, sir?
Mm-hmm. All right, so you take Sears and Roebuck, you take Kmart, you take Montgomery Ward. Some of these stores people don't even know. Take Woolworth, Five and Dime Woolworth.
Woolworth, God.
Yeah. You take some of the bookstores, B. Dalton, and a few others. You take these that the digital world or the online world has taken over. So you might have some people who say we are going to grow a family business, a structure, bricks and mortar structure. And they vision having this building up forever, 110 years established. Side of the building says established since the 1900s, established since the 2000s. And you take that dream, and when we shift into the digital world and we say, uh-oh, there's a threat. There's a threat. The threat for business is that we can't keep up. No one is buying physical books anymore. They're getting a Kindle. So we have a decision to make. Do we now invest in Kindle, or do we still hold on to a few more books and understand that the sales will go down? Where's the love and the passion? You have a feud where one says, I'm going off to the Kindle world because that's where I believe everything should be. And one that says, but what about the business and the bricks and mortar and the books?
Right.
The belief is the grass is greener on the other side. No, not just a belief. We know for a fact things have become digital. In a human to human relationship, when you abort believing that you finally can have something better over here, there's a difference between the business growing and then the individual believing that they will have better by themselves. So the business model, the business product, the delivery is still the business, but the individual aborting the institution of marriage, aborting the union, aborting the business to be an individual. Sure, there are plenty of couples out there where they really are just on the brink. They're just waiting for it to end. They're just waiting for one more shoe to drop. There's some people who are together just for the kids, just for this, some people follow the religion and say we can't give, but I can't wait. I get that. But we're talking about people. I'm talking about the couples that I'm seeing. They're not saying that. They are believing, they are following stories, and they don't hear the consequences of those people in those stories. I've yet to see a TikTok 10 hours long that takes us through the life process to show how they had all this goodness and the discipline that it took to have the goodness, the consequences that came with the goodness, and or the fall back from the goodness. We don't catch that. We only catch this marvelous fantasy, this I think you said before, I can't think of the word, but it's fantasy, just like, wow, you hear
Fantastic.
that.
Absolutely.
Fantastic and sensational. Sensational. I mean, some of them have the sad music and but we are following things. But in fairness, sir, in fairness, the relationship I was currently in, not me, let's say the 39 years,
Yes.
that was also following a belief. So to be fair, both ways is following a belief. I believe this is the way, let's get married, boom. But now this new belief, if I don't feel happy. So do you want business or you want happiness? Because sacrifice comes with business. You might have some rewards and some things that pay off in the end, but sacrifice comes with business. Do you want a marriage and a relationship, or do you want the happiness clause, the happy clause? And will the happy clause get you things like when you're on your sick bed, your partner who's right there with you through thick and thin? Will happiness get you the person who's willing to wipe your behind, clean your snot, and handle blood with their raw hands? Will happiness get you those things? So sometimes we are aborting the larger institution, the mission, for these fantasies or these things where we're talking to our single friends and then taking off to things that may be less promising. Some can make it happen and some make it work. Blessings to them.
Absolutely.
But the ones I'm working with where they're aborting the kids and then boldly telling me, wait. You said, what about your parents? They got a divorce. And one thing you said you would never do is what? Well, I did say that. I did say that because I think about the kids. And my dad was never around and never around and never around. And I work hard for mine. I work 3 jobs. Huh? You work what? I work 3 jobs. Well, when are you around? Well, I'm not. Well, wait, slow down.
Slow down.
You're upset because your father was never around. To make up for that, you work 3 jobs to keep the family together, but you're never around. And now you're tired and not happy, so you're going to abort it all and just not be around for the kids.
Damn.
I'll land there, sir.
Judge Mathis' wife of 39 years files for divorce after 39 years of marriage. And I know a lot of people are probably like, I wonder why they would be getting divorced after 39 years together, right? But see, me, I knew someone quite right a couple years back. Now,
This is when, she knew something wasn't right a couple of years back, Doc. So 37 years. So 37 years, that's not good either. No, 37 years. I don't know a lot of businesses that have been around for 39 years. And this is why, I get so passionate. Is because I hear people say in one breath that they're not judging, but in the next breath, the very next breath, a couple that been together for almost 40 years, people like, why they breaking up? Wait, well, oh my goodness, how dare y'all? Y'all silly, starting over at 40. No, a lot of businesses don't last 40 years. They had a really good run. And for it depends, everybody's different. It's subjective. I would say, you guys, if y'all are thankful for the time that y'all had together and y'all are moving on to do more mature things, better things, make better mistakes than you did yesterday, by all means. But like you said, Doc, if this is just, feelings and not seeing the whole view and looking at the grass on the other side, thinking it's greener, but not looking at the bathroom is dirty, the house got roaches, the food ain't got no fridge in it. Yeah, the grass is green, but what about the rest of the house though? And that's, I can understand that. But at the same time, when I see 2 people that have been together for 20, 30 years and the average life of a business is 2 or 3, and the average life of a marriage is 5, maybe 8, and it just seems like we're very judgmental, even when we say we not judging. Sometimes things run its course. Some people just have a really good time together for 20, 30 years, and now maybe it's time to move on. I'm not sure that that's the case with Judge Mathis and his girl, but at the same time, like, I kind of want to live in a more realistic world where two people can be together for a really long time and then say, you know what, maybe this relationship has ran its course, and we can move on. What do you think, sir, when you see,
Yeah.
Judge Mathis and his wife of 39 years, saying that they wanna call it quits?
Well, I agree with you. It didn't take 39, 37 years to figure it out. Some people are still together, but they knew it ran its course 10 years ago. But they either financial situations or whatever the situation is, they're still together, but they knew it ran its course years ago. The problem was evident a long time ago. I have to make a decision. I have to do it strategically. I have to do it wisely because at the core of our relationship is friendship. I still want to be respectful. I still want a strategy to how we exit this thing. So there's some people who, if you didn't know in 37 years, but then I wonder how honest people are being with themselves. Back to the title of the show, what's the game that we're playing? What is the game that we're still playing? Who are we trying to fool?
Do it,
So
Doc.
I'll be honest, one of the upfront conversations I have, in which it takes me a little longer. Just so you know, I practice. I'm a practitioner of poly relationships. Oh, you're on that bullshit. I am. Or, okay, me too. Or I want to try it. But we go into it being a little bit more honest. We go into it a little bit more honest. You mean he's gonna have a different person? Each time, a different girlfriend? No. Mine are closed. So closed, and we go into the whole education about it. And I give people an option, an opportunity to figure out if that's what they want to do. Because a lot of people do the switch and bait, or out of intimacy deficiency, we go into it hungry and thirsty and desperate, and then later people start to see the truth, and it's like, oh damn, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for. That's why when I work with couples, it's like a tree. They do a lot of tree work up in the branches. I call those situations. Each week there's a different situation in therapy. I didn't mean to call you a bitch. I didn't think you did, but sometimes I act like a bitch. You do, but the therapist, are you too willing to work on that? I am, and I won't call you that anymore. And thank you, and I appreciate that. That all sounds wonderful at 3 p.m., but the stimuli is different at 3 a.m. / 37 years. The stimuli is differently. So at 3 a.m. when I'm like, bitch, and you're like, oh, fuck you. And the next week I'm back at therapy. How did it go this week? You
tell them.
I called her a bitch, so it's like, whoa. But at least they're doing the work. So to answer your question more directly, I don't think it takes 37 years. I met Judge Mathis. If he's like the guy on the show, surprised he made it 2 years. But
God.
But that's because I was gonna say contestant. I was a whatever. I was one of the people suing. So of course it was for the entertainment. You would just be in the butthole. But
right.
The brother is very much into the community, very much into giving, very much. So I don't know the details of the relationship. I couldn't tell you at all. But I do wonder, why does it take 37 years? One last thing to consider about the years.
Sure.
The seasons. They talk about the beginning, making sure you can actually make it through every season. So that stimuli I was talking about, have we dealt with a death together? See, the missus has had an opportunity to be with you to see how you grieve. But in the beginning, how many years do we go before we actually see each other grieve? Right. When is the season of seeing you put on weight? When is the season of seeing you start to change? What is the season of seeing your tired old self? What is the season of no longer being able to get erect or no longer being aroused? How do we know she wasn't able to get aroused from day one because she had some other issues going on, but she made it work. Psychologically, she made it work because she wanted to make sure you were taken care of. But now we're beyond her ability to do so, and all of a sudden now I want to leave for some what? For some moist coochie? I mean, what's the? So anyway, that's my answer.
Indeed, Doc. I appreciate you, man. This was fun. This was fun. Now I am gonna get something to eat. Maybe take the missus out for a quick nightcap because we got our clothes out. Everything is ready. The car has been detailed. Everything's looking good. Time out. Doc said time out.
That's been a good show, and I don't want to mess it up. I just want to make sure I hear this correctly. I mentioned coochie, and then you said you're going to do what? Go get something
to eat. Absolutely.
Okay. I was going to.
Absolutely. I mean, you know. Man, my man died.
God damn.
The coon baby.
Oh man, I
when-
couldn't.
Damn.
Anyway, oh man, I couldn't let the show go without at least one, something.
Damn, Doc. Now you can't be telling them about our past life back in New York. Looking like me and you, Doc. One light skin, one dark skin.
Yes.
Talking about Frankie Needles. Ain't that
right?
The met over there?
Man, my brother.
Damn. Shout out to New Jack City. Look, the newlyweds, they gift just came in the mail. They don't know, but they gift is right here. We gonna
love it
up for them.
Love it.
Get them right. Get them right. Got my shoes. I'm ready for my two-step, Doc.
Nice.
And we gonna make it happen, man. So this was fun. Doc, let's give them some considerations. Let's get them out of here. We took up enough of their time. We're gonna allow you to go first. I'm gonna give you the solo cam. Do your thing, my brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, again, shout out to everyone who's here, who's live on the show with us. Thank you for taking the time to be here, to participate in the chat and or the replay. Please do leave a message. I love the opportunity to have the conversation. Love the back and forth. Two different perspectives, really all one theme. Two different approaches, still one theme. Think of the games you're playing, knowingly or unknowingly. Knowingly and unknowingly, and at some point, unknowingly is not really an excuse anymore. At some point, you must know. At some point, please know. At some point, you got to know. There's no excuses. That's BS. Stop the excuses. But we may not recognize the impact that some of the messages, some of the learning from the games we played, some of the games. I mean, if I think about it, catch and kiss, there was no consent. I mean, the consent was I caught you. This consent was I caught you. So now you move that forward 15 years, you move that forward 20 years, and I caught you, and I just take what I want. I get it because I caught you. That won't work in your favor. Damn. So definitely we have to learn the differences between the games that we played and the consequences, rules, and all that goes with it. Don't get caught up in the games. Don't get caught up in the silliness. We talked about the dash. Learn what your dash will, how you are showing up in the world. And as the brother was talking about writing your final eulogy, any parts in there that seems laughable, any part of it that seems like some bullshit, work on it so it could be your true, authentic message when you leave. And we never know when that is, so that means the work should start today, every day. Get a set of principles, follow some standards. If you need to do some spiritual healing, if you need to do some cultural healing, if you need to do some personal healing, whatever you have to do it. And get out of the game world, because all those games will lead to some messing up in the head. And once you mess up in the head, the game is over. And you just can't hit it. Doop. Not even a pinball machine where you get another ball. It's not 9 lives. It's none of those things. Get it together before the game ends up being you. And if you can't tell who the idiot is or who the sucker is in the first 30 seconds, you might be it. Damn. Peace out. Much love to everyone and their family. Thank you, brother, for this opportunity. As always, it's an honor. Love you. Peace to you and the family.
Much love, Doc. That's the tribe, man. That's the Doc, man. That's our resident Doc. Real live, y'all.
Peace.
Shout out to my brother, Dr. Nakumbe. Appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our story, and we sticking to it, man. Shout out to everybody that checked in, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all are here with me on a Saturday. We get cerebro. I am Mr.HeSaiD. I am one half of He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance. I am 1/4 of the tribe. And that is Dr. Nakumbe. That's Red Lipstick Vibes. That's Mrs. SheSaiD. And that's me. That's right. I fucking said it. What? I appreciate y'all. Do something good for somebody other than yourself, because that's when real character shines through. Y'all wish us luck, man, on this wedding tomorrow, man. We gonna see some love in the air. We gonna get a little bit of a live going so y'all can see this two-step, see these outfits, and we gonna make it do what it do, man. I hope y'all like my new cut. No Beijing. Pumpy, why you looking at me like that, fam? Why you looking at he like, nigga, stop lying. You know you got some Beijing in there. Pumpy, like, take his microphone. Pumpy is sniffing the newlywed's gift. There's nothing in there for you, sir. Keep it moving. Yo, y'all have an amazing weekend. Mrs. SheSaiD will be checking in with y'all tomorrow. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. We are past 500 viewers. We are now just working on our watch hours. We will be monetized, have a monetization party, and it gets different. The memberships are available. The emojis will be available. It's going to be crazy. So please, man, get ready to make it last forever with the tribe. Shout out to my sister, Red Lipstick.
Okay, let's get down to the facts. Pussy, I'm dripped in red.
Where the vibe is always positive unless she dripped in red.
What's up, New Orleans? Did you come to get slayed or what? Oh, yes, Miss B. Coming up with the girls' heavy.
Shout out to my sister. Shout out to New Orleans. Red Lipstick Vibes, where the vibe is always positive. Shout out to my missus. Clean like whistle. God damn. I said, yeah, I got to get me a Nikki. Nikki sound fun. My people said, congratulations for sure. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all. No doxing, no screaming back and forth, no talking about another couple. We don't do none of that shit over here. And we still hit 500 subs. So save all of that stuff talking about that's what you got to do in order to get there. Because you don't. You can make good content, information, and still get 500 subs. So yes, congrats. How many watch hours do you need? I think we have right now in a 2,250. So I think we need about 700 more. Let's look. Let's take a look. Let's switch this account to promote conscious parenting. Oh, you don't even want to know how much Mr.HeSaiD. I probably got 100 watch hours, if that. I hardly burn on that channel. And the missus, I think she has the most out of everybody on her individual channel. All right, let's go here. Let's go to watch hours. We have 2,251. Damn.
Okay.
We trying. We working it. There it is. Yep, 2,251 on the way to 3,000. But we're not in no rush. It's going to be there for us when we get there. And again, you know, our content is going to go up a level to accommodate the level that we're rising in viewers. So, you know, more information, more mature conversations, and more reasons to spend money and not feel like you got jerked. So we're going to be, you know, supplying memberships and having more verses and giving opportunities to spend $1 or $2. Nothing that's going to ever be too crazy. We just want $1 or $2 to help us push this channel and get this information out there and have a little fun while we do it. And when we get 60 years old, we might have $100 in the account.
Okay.
Y'all know how I go. It's all good. So that's what it is, man. That's our story, and we sticking to it. Like I said, I'm going to take the missus out and get a drink at the karaoke spot, see who's going to be her competition for September. She's in the karaoke finals in September. Oh, I guess they're going to be looking for her competition in August. So we want to go and scope out the competition and see what they talking about. Mrs. Harris, you hear me? I know you do, goddamn it. Whatever you cooking smell good. I know that, goddamn. Let me get some. And Mrs. Harris takes any suggestions, so y'all let us know. Let us know. Pleasantries in the chat. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody that's going to watch on the replay. You guys can support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribe, share. You can support the channel at $HarrisTribe718. $HarrisTribe718. I got to get used to saying that because, again, when we approach monetization, yo, I'm going in. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Do something good for somebody else besides yourself and make it last forever. Right, Fatty? My nigga. Shout out to the Untouchables. Shout out to my sis. Red Lipstick Vibes, Untouchable Gang. Make it last forever, yo.
Make it last forever and ever. Your touch is wonderful. Your love is so marvelous.
Peace to the gods and the earths.